What's up, royal family? It is Queen's Throne, and I'm back at you again for, this time, a premiere, okay? Now, this video that I put together is over 3.5 hours long, and it is talking about the Rod Hayes situation, into which Rod Hayes is currently being accused by a woman for sexual assault. Now, the direction of this video, of course, is directed to Rod Hayes, but you will see in this video that it includes, of course, his alleged victim, Ellie Sovereign Empress, who was also the ex-girlfriend, aka second wife, almost, of Rashad Jamal. You will also see a woman by the name of Isis Wisdom, who is involved in this situation. She does have beef with Rod Hayes. Her and Rod Hayes have been going back and forth for some time now. However, Ellie Sovereign Empress went over there to tell her story, and you will see that later in the video. Now, since the alleged victim in this situation, and I do want to state, I do believe her story. I do have questions, but I'm gonna limit my commentary in at least this first video, right? This may be my only video on the situation, but I'm gonna limit it because when I was editing, y'all, I did not know that this video came out to 3 hours and 32 minutes until I put it all together. And if I add my commentary on top of it, we gonna be here all day, okay? Now, as always, of course, in this video, I want you to use your discernment, right? You will see Rod Hayes representing Malachi Z. York. He also claims that he runs under Larry Hoover. Rod Hayes claims to be under the banner of Growth and Development, formerly known as the Gangsta Disciples. However, BOS and SOS don't move like that. BOS and SOS would never support a convicted or non-convicted sexual predator, not somebody that's really brother or sister of the struggle. But as I stated, you will see Rod Hayes do that with Malachi Z. York in this video. So Rod Hayes, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you not one of them guys for real. Period, point blank. Rashad Jamal White also claims to be up under Larry Hoover. And I just really feel like a lot of people started claiming it because it was, you know, the quote unquote cool thing to do. They don't really have no ties for real. But anyway, I digress, y'all. Anyway, so Rod Hayes reps the release of Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover. Now, honestly, I don't have a problem with Larry Hoover or Jeff Ford getting out. I feel like they both served their time. Now, if you don't know Jeff Ford is the co-founder of the Black Peace Stones and is currently serving 168 years in prison and was convicted for conspiracy and weapons charges in 1987. Now, they also claim that he ordered a murder in 1981, and he was also convicted of drug trafficking in 1983. Now, Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford are at the same prison that Malachi Z. York is at, which is ADX Florence in Florence, Colorado. Now, if you didn't know about Larry Hoover, he was sentenced to life imprisonment plus 200 years for a 1973 murder. Now, following a 17-year investigation, he was convicted of conspiracy, extortion, money laundering, and running a continuing criminal enterprise, also known as the Gangsta Disciples. However, 2 years ago, Larry Hoover denounced his position as the leader of Growth and Development, formerly known as the Gangsta Disciples, and stated that he wants nothing to do with the organization, and I respect his decision. No pun intended, but that decision also shows growth and development as he has matured along the years, and the organization that he started, which I'm not saying, you know, it was ever perfect, however, has now spiraled out of control since his incarceration 50 years ago. I actually have a lot of thoughts on the situation with Larry Hoover, and if you guys request it, I will do a separate video on that situation, but I digress. Now, both of those men, Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover, are basically locked up for being gang leaders. Now, as I told you, Jeff Ford has served 37 years currently. Larry Hoover has served 50 years in prison. Both men have served a considerable amount of time in prison, and neither one of them have charges of sexual abuse in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Remember that. But the issue comes when people start advocating for Dr. Malachi Z. York. I think that that's trash. And if you're not aware, we just did a live stream on it not too long ago, and I do have a playlist. Now, as I stated before, Rashad Jamal White is involved in this situation. His name comes up, right, in this situation because Ellie Sovereign Empress, Rod Hayes' alleged victim, was riding with Rashad Jamal White. And I do have videos on Rashad Jamal White in deeper depth, but I thought that these situations would be important. You will hear from the wife of Rashad Jamal. Of course, you will hear from Ellie Sovereign Empress, Isis Wisdom, Rod Hayes, and you will see for yourself the situation at hand. Now, if you do not know, Rashad Jamal White is a cult leader. He was recently sentenced about 16 years in prison for molesting his baby mama's daughter. They have a son together. However, he had apparently got his hands on the baby mama's daughter that she has with somebody else and molested her. I do find it odd that the alleged victim, Ellie Sovereign Empress, would ride with Rashad Jamal White, even after him being charged. And I feel the same way about Isis Wisdom. You will see Isis Wisdom downplay rape and molestation in a portion of this video after the interview. However, of course, during the interview, she claimed to be very concerned about the alleged victim, Ellie Sovereign Empress, but she still rode with Rashad Jamal White during his incarceration when he was locked up. She even said that that was her brother. Now, remember that her and Rod Hayes have beef, and they've had it for some years now. Now, I really quick want to state, I don't have no dog in that fight. I'm not cool with Rod Hayes nor Isis, nor did I ever rock with either one of them. Now, I have an issue with the fact that in this community we're about to look at, they seem to act like, you know, molestation and rape is not important. They seem to act like Rashad Jamal was locked up by the government or somebody else on YouTube, and not the actual reason for him being incarcerated, which is the fact that he victimized a child. Now, in this video, you will also hear from Rashad Jamal's baby's mother, the one that's daughter was abused by Rashad Jamal White. Honestly, I've shown that clip before in other videos, but I thought it was fitting to include it in this one as well. Now, as I said, I did not know anything about Rod Hayes, right? The only time I saw Rod Hayes is in a few videos that Saneter has recently deleted, which I got, but I digress. He deleted the videos, but Rod Hayes was on Saneter's platform, you know, fake speaking this knowledge that he claims to have. And fun fact, you know how Saneter's always calling me a gangbanger, him and his Wi-Fi wife? Well, get a load of this. So Rod Hayes admits that he rocks with Larry Hoover like he's done in all other videos. He associates himself with growth and development. So why didn't Saneter call him a gangbanger since we are allegedly in the same organization? You can't make this shit up. But I thought it was important to include a portion of him on Saneter Studios just to again show you what type of niggas, what type of sick ass niggas, right? Because we well documented Saneter over here. But what type of sick ass niggas is uplifting other niggas that support Dr. York? Now, just to give you a heads up, we will also be talking about other shenanigans in an upcoming live stream that recently unfolded on Saneter's platform. Shaking my head. But anyway, y'all. Now, I do want to state that Ellie Sovereign Empress is now 26, the victim, the alleged victim in this case. However, she was 24 when this happened. So we will hear from her. Now, before we get into this video, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button, share this everywhere so that more people can find out about this situation. We will be starting the video with Rod Hayes on Saneter Studios, and then the video will kind of just speak for itself. With no further ado, let's get started, y'all. Let's go.
We started with the slave ship narrative. The slave ship narrative is illogical and unreasonable when analyzed with critical thinking, right? So they have trade ships that wasn't slave ships from the same contemporary time. They have ships that's older from people who had shipwrecked transporting gold and silver. You can go to YouTube and Google shipwrecks on YouTube, and they'll show you all these shipwrecks, but none of them is a slave ship. We have been yet to find an intact slave ship to verify the slave narrative that they gave us. So, being that I'm come from under the banner Larry Hoover Growth and Development. That's my chief, right? A lot of us don't know we native to the land because we've been saturated by the dogmatic doctrine, Morals and Dogma, Albert Pike. That's the operation manual, and the Protocols of Zion is the blueprint. The defense manual is Dr. Neely Fuller's United Independent Compensatory Code for Breaking the Chains of White Supremacy. I know you read that one. That's the defense manual to fight against the morals and dogma and to fight against the protocols. Now, they told us the Protocols of Zion is a mythical and fictitious document, but when you analyze the document and say, are these people that they accusing of these things in this book doing these things that they say in this book in real life? And all 9 areas of people activity that Dr. Neely Fuller explains in the compensatory code points to everything that they said that they doing in the protocols. Everything they want to control is one of them 9 areas of people activity. I say add the 10th because all of them is contingent on health. So health would be the common denominator to the other 9: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. If your health breaks down, which they doing that actively, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds already said why they was creating our modern educational system when they established it. That wasn't established by us. So the slave ship narrative got people believing that we all from Africa. But the melanated original beings that we are, we spontaneously emerged all over the planet simultaneously. It ain't no out of Africa. It ain't no out of Asia. It ain't no out of, it's all over. The royal families from this land intermarried with royal families from Africa for thousands of years. That's not new. You know, on the Pacific shoreboard, we was trading and intermarrying with Asians. So this is what gives us this varying look in the native community. Right. Not to mention that when the settlers came, they brought the slaves, the servants that they had with them. Well, if you don't know who the Romans fought, if you don't know who the Prussians fought, you don't know who their slaves were. The slave caste was all captives of war. They were POWs, the same as we was over here. Right. But all of these are Johnny-come-lately societies. What we call modern society is really a big, giant scam being ran on all of us. And as long as we fighting each other, they can continue running their scam. We know that the judicial system is owned by administered land. This is where you get your land baron and your landlords from.
Question. I see the chat is talking about DNA. So let's talk about that. Talk to us about DNA and why DNA testing is not accurate, according to you or many others that be out there.
So one of the problems with DNA is this. On the paperwork that you're filing for a DNA test, it tells you that it's for entertainment purposes only. Legally speaking, what that means is as long as they have a narrative to uphold, then they can give you whatever result to the test suit their narrative. Then when you get back past your grandparents or your great-grandparents, you have too many diverse ancestors to pick one out and say, you from Sierra Leone, you from Ghana. It's too many ancestors at that point. When you get, I think, like 6 generations, you're talking like 84 different ancestors on each side, right? It's too many. The numbers don't crunch correctly. Then they're only testing what's a small portion of the total DNA chain in order to tell you where you're from.
Yes, that's right.
And every one of us should have Blueprint for Black Power in their collection. If we don't got that, we ain't serious.
So talk to me about, what was the real Trail of Tears?
The real Trail of Tears was the paper genocide of the original people in the matriculation of the foreigners that they brought in as servants to replace us. If you look up Indian school and you zoom in on the faces, those are Asians. They are children, but they Asians. And I don't got nothing against Asians. We got a long-standing treaty over here with the Asians. This is why in the South, everybody got a Lee in their name. Somebody, Bobby Lee, Earl Lee, Bertie Lee, Henry Lee, Arthur Lee, all them Lees is an old contract. They keep the name in the family because it's keeping the contract alive. They keep the name in the family because it's keeping the contract alive. DNA comes out of the Mississippi Delta. It's the old Mississippi clay dirt walking. That's who we are, right? And the Trail of Tears was when they was using the dog roll to replace us. And they was using the paper to classify people. And this is why everything is contingent on paperwork. And that doesn't even affect the oral traditional people. Because in our oral traditions, we still gonna tell our stories, and sometimes they're gonna be coded. You remember Gil Scott-Heron, the ghetto code? Dash?
Mm-hmm.
We still talking that. That's Mississippi Delta blues lingo. You gotta go back and listen, because they was telling us stuff that was not being put in the books. All of that is in the book. Treachery, deceit, immorality being played out by the major characters. So it went from spiritual district, which is actually religious, not spiritual, to financial, which was Buckingham Palace's interest, and then military was the city-state set up in D.C. to occupy this territory. We living in an occupied territory.
Okay, there y'all have it. You speak about the contract ties into the Bible. Is the Bible a powerful tool that we can use?
It is. The Bible is one of the coldest books ever written, because in there you have the art of war, the art of romance, the art of deception, the art of fraud. All of that is in the book. Treachery, deceit, immorality being played out by the major characters. It's all in there. So it got so many paradigms, and it's also encoded with stellar alignments told in the fairy tale fashion, what we call conceptual physics formulas.
I teach that we have a higher self and a lower self. Good, bad, good, evil. Some people say evil and good don't exist. It depends on what part of the world you're in. You know what I'm saying? What might be bad for us can be good for someone else. Think about that. So the word good and evil, sometimes they say don't really exist. But to keep it in perspective of where we at here in America, I teach that God, according to the story in the Bible, is God and the devil. He does good and evil. He does bad and good.
Isaiah 45:7.
Okay. All right. I know what you said, where he create good and evil. The Lord God does all these things. So to you, am I a little closer to the truth in teaching our people that God is good and he also have a demonic side as well? When we talk about the devil in the Bible, you talking about God and the devil, because we have a higher self and also a lower self.
So when you see the word devil means adversary, opponent.
Right.
Right. When you see God is a alternate for Gad, which is the tribe of Israel. Right. It's just in James Law of Grammar, all vowels are interchangeable during translation and transliteration. Gad means a troop. It's a military position. So when we telling it in the terms of the English language, we really saying that there's two people at war. One called himself God and his opponent is called the devil by him. But when you look at the events of actions, they fall in the spectrum of positive and negative, which is degrees of the same thing, right? When you had a worst degree, you got pure negative. And when you got the best degree, you got pure positive. Otherwise, you're somewhere in the middle, right? And most of us are somewhere in the middle. We just fall closer to negative expressions of the self sometimes than we do positive expressions of the self, right? So I was hearing brothers always saying, we God. I say, okay, I just got a couple questions. If we gods, what do gods do that people don't do? What do gods do that the king can't do? What do God do that the president can't do? If we God, right? So if we gods, we should be able to do something different than the status quo, than the run-of-the-mill everyday humdrum, go to work, pay your bills. What do the gods do? And nobody can tell me the difference in a sensible fashion. They all got to pull out a book, the religious books, right? And those was given to us by our conquerors in order to keep us conquered. I don't got no problem with using because you can get some good teachings out of Proverbs and Ecclesiastics, but I don't send people to the Bible if I can help it. But sometimes it be necessary because of their understanding and their paradigm is first rooted in biblical information. So then you have to go inside the Bible. You go into the Bible to show them what's in there, because most people, 90% of the Christians, 95% of them probably never read the whole Bible, right? You got more Muslims that read the whole Bible than you do Christians, just so they can prove that the Christians is wrong.
That's me, but I'm not a Muslim. I do that. I'm not a Muslim.
So they accused him of touching these kids. So they say they're going to link him to all of the cases through a genetically traceable strain of herpes. The problem is that Malachi don't have herpes, never had herpes, and he's been going to the doctors for an annual visit, which included a full STD span since the 70s. So he only had herpes long enough to get a herpes to these kids, and then turned around and went to prison and got rid of the herpes. Since they've been testing him in there, he still don't got herpes. Make it make sense. If you don't understand the intricacies and the details, keep your mouth shut till you get the receipt. You can't have herpes for 3 years and don't got it no more. Or you can't have it only when the victims come up, but every time you go to the doctor, it's not there. Herpes is traceable. It's traceable by genetics. They use it to confirm sexual predators on a regular basis. So this in and of itself tell you he was falsely accused, let alone all of the accusers was paid emolument by the government to sell him out. So if you don't know the intricacies of the case, then you shouldn't speak on it. We always speak on something we don't know about. That's one of the problems that's keeping us divided, conquered, and subjugated. Stop speaking on what you don't know about. Read the case. Read the case files. Read the rebuttal. They didn't have jurisdiction of original origin. They could have dismissed the case on jurisdiction alone, but they was determined to override the law in order to misapply the law. They had to bend the law to make it fit his case. They had to create a crime in order to accuse him of it. It's the same thing they did to Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover.
They had to create a crime in order to accuse him of it. It's the same thing they did to Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover.
They had to create a crime in order to accuse him of it. It's the same thing they did to Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover.
They doing the crime. They accusing our leadership of the crime while they in the commission of the act. They doing it. They got caught. So they accusing them of being drug dealers. And you are responsible to try to hold your community together from behind bars. The best you can do is manage it. You can't stop it because you ain't out there to put the strategies in play, and the ones out here don't have the leadership capability, or else you wouldn't need motherfuckers to be oppressed in prison to keep the effectiveness from the community. You got to stop letting them kill our leaders. All they leaders is pedophiles and blood drinkers.
You gotta stop letting them kill our leaders. All they leaders is pedophiles and blood drinkers.
You gotta stop letting them kill our leaders. All they leaders is pedophiles and blood drinkers.
And we letting their leaders tear our leaders down using the media that they control. With court systems that they using to implement martial law on the land. They don't have what you call proper jurisdiction to begin with. Everything outside DC is under tribal rule, tribal law, the law of the land, oral tradition, right? So when they imposing their written laws on us, they overstepping their jurisdiction, they overstepping their boundaries. But we so busy helping them to tear our leadership down, and then we wonder why don't nobody want to step up and help us, right? We the baddest people on the planet, so busy tearing each other down that we can't even help ourselves.
I can't speak on polite situation, but I can speak on Brother Rashad. Rashad Jamal was set up for a trade-off.
I can't speak on polite situation, but I can speak on Brother Rashad. Rashad Jamal was set up for a trade-off.
I can't speak on polite situation, but I can speak on Brother Rashad. Rashad Jamal was set up for a trade-off.
He was set up for a trade-off for a music career. To undermine his divine energy and his divine insight, somebody wanted to replace his ascending music career, so they sacrificed his ass and made this shit up. And the ringleader of that shit was Isis Wisdom. That's why she slid up under him and made him cut off everybody that could give him the spiritual support that'll pull the veil off that bullshit and let them see it for what it is. The motherfucker, Remedy H, I don't know him. I don't listen to him. I don't know nothing about him. I seen him one time. Somebody sent me a video. He went to have new boys. He not staying here. He'll tell you that. When the shits come, wherever the fuck they coming from, he gonna be on one. I'm not gonna be on. I'm Earthborn. I'm from here. Right? And since I'm from here, I'm gonna tell y'all, Remedy H had enough spiritual power to give the spiritual support to Rashad Jamal to block the shit Isis Wisdom was doing. So she made him turn on him too. Right? Everybody that could have gave him the spiritual support system, she told him to cuss that motherfucker out and tell him what it is, because she the highest rank angelic in the realm, which was some bullshit, because she would have knew who he was the minute she seen me. The same way that Malachi know who I am, Farrakhan know who I am, that bitch would have knew too. How you gonna be the highest ranked angelic in the realm and don't know who the responsibility of putting the great mother back on their throne? That's not possible. You can't be the highest rank angelic and then the information is above your pay grade. You have to, if you're the highest rank angelic, that is your pay grade. Then you would need to overcharge people, talk about you got a select clientele, giving motherfucking $40 yoni things for $1,400 because your name is Isis Wisdom. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Look, anything Isis Wisdom say, she stole it. She's an international knowledge thief. She goes sit and listen to everybody else come back and pass that shit off like she came up with it on her own. She a whole fraud. And I said it, I meant it, and she's so much of a fraud and so much of a detriment to our people.
Who's out here, honey?
Huh? I got
Yeah.
you for about
I love my, hold on, the blue crystal, about the blue crystal. I love them.
Yes.
I love the blue crystal babies. You know them. That's the village. That's the
It is.
village, sis.
Then you're getting to them and they're eating that information up. I think that this young generation, these guys and guys just know exactly who they are.
Yes, they do.
Have you noticed that? It's like, and they'll pull your card.
Know, and they with all the bullshit too.
They really not. Their tolerance levels are very, very low. I want to understand that this isn't a fad. For those of you that don't understand what's going on, it may seem trendy. But what's happening is you have so many people that are waking up at such a rapid pace because of all of the blasts we're getting from the sun, which is activating our consciousness levels again, right? So they try to cover the skies, they try to spray and all that, because we don't want you getting those kind of activations. We don't need you coming online just yet. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better understand that the planet is getting much hotter. And from what Rod told me at one point, at some point, this planet's going to be as high as 1,000 degrees.
I got that same download. That's crazy. You said that. I got that same one in meditation yesterday.
It's going to be. He told me it's going to be 1,000 degrees. And basically, you should be spending as much time in the sun as you possibly can. So one, you can begin to start shedding off all that old stuff. Have Rod come in and burn all that old stuff out of you and off of you. That's number one. Number two, so you can prepare your skin to get crystalline. Because when we transition into 5D, you're still be physical, but you ain't gonna have the body you got right now. That has to transform. When your body transforms, you'll be able to withstand 1,000 degree weather. But I do have to understand that there is a plan that is put in place. And I'm not saying when it's going to happen. I'm just saying just pay attention to the weather and its patterns. Now they're going to say to you, this is climate change. This is that. This is that. Well, there are things that have to happen that must happen now because of the timing. Gaia is cleaning up her planet and she's living at the same damn time.
Ashe.
So we got to get, if you can't handle the frequency, you're going to go crazy out here.
Yep.
Now, are you aware about this cosmic war that's been going on in the astrals?
Oh, wow. That's, to be honest with you, sis, that's why I've been like the last 2 weeks, I've been a little more tired than normally. I've been in the battle.
Yeah.
I've been in the battle, sis, and then when I come back here, it's like I have to transition back to just teaching, but we in full-fledged war in the cosmos right now.
Yeah, it's full-fledged and it's intensifying. And for those of you that don't fully understand, for those of you that are dreaming and that are fighting in the dream state, and you're waking up and you have marks on your skin and things like that, y'all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, look at this. See all that?
What happened? For the war?
Look, I'm trying to tell you, sis, no lie. When I've been in the astrals, right, and I've been coming out this in 2 weeks. Every time I come back, I'm coming back with all type of scars on me. My wife like, where that come from? But I'm already knowing what's going on, though. Yes. You feel me? Headaches. Like my energy been a little lower. I got big energy, so it's probably hard for others to tell, but I can tell them. Like right now, I'm still laying in the bed.
I want to we're going to get up. I'm going to get up with you behind the scenes. There's something that I want to energetically give to you so that you can have, so you'll constantly stay energized. So I'm going to holler about you about that. I'm holler at you about that off of here. But on the channel, I do mass exercises on the channel. So like the last mass exercise I did was, like I said, was activating and cleaning out and breaking down the pineal organ. And I want to also correct everybody about that as well. Y'all call it the pineal gland, it's actually an organ. Okay? First I but the experiences and the feedback that I've been getting from people about that exercise, because a lot of my meditations is on a higher, it's on a different kind of level, and it really does affect and it really does activate people. But this last one I just did with the meditation of the first eye, people started coming online. They started seeing. Some people were seeing other planets, some people were seeing other beings, some people were seeing hieroglyphics, all types of stuff was going on with them. And I said, make sure you're clear about something. This work for you to get back to who you are is not for the faint of heart, because you've been living off of programs that's been lying to you for a long period of time. So don't be afraid of yourself when your powers come online. Don't be afraid of yourself when you become activated. Because people don't understand there's levels to this when it comes to that. Like there's certain things that you are going to have to go through in order for you to get access to certain things, or for yourself to open up properly. There's certain things that you must go through.
Ashe. Yeah.
So you there fighting in that battle. I know it's super. And I'm gonna tell y'all something now.
I wasn't gonna say nothing until you said something. I ain't somebody that.
I'm gonna tell y'all, at some point in the very near future, certain individuals that have done certain things over the last 2 years that went outside of themselves and didn't believe in themselves are going to be portals to those beings that are currently in the galactic war for them to come into this realm.
Walk in.
If you think I'm bullshitting, just talk to the ones who've actually been in the war and they felt the physical effects and seen the physical effects of what it was like when they were in a dream state. It is very real.
Yes.
Themselves are acting crazy anyway. Aside from these so-called mass shootings that are taking place, aside from that whole thing that the news loves to get attention to, there are other things that are going on that are not being reported on a major level. This war is driving people out of their damn minds. People are losing their damn minds.
Ashe.
And So I put the message out there to get people, to try to get the people as prepared as much as possible, because they don't understand how that's affecting them in the physical realm. What's going on with them in the dream state is actually affecting them in this physical realm right now, even as we speak. There are people that won't even go to sleep, that I talk to, that won't even go to sleep because they're that scared to go back to sleep because of whatever it was they're fighting.
I share. I'm gonna be honest with you too, sis. Like, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I noticed how long we've been on live until you brought it up. But yes, all that. And them different times, them from different dreams, different times. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't all at one time. It's over the last few weeks. So now keep in mind when I haven't did a lecture about it because the ancestors haven't permitted me to do a lecture. So I haven't did one about it. But she's not lying when she said we are in a full-fledged cosmic war in the astrals. And it's like, because you have over, like I said, you have over almost over 200 to 300 galaxies involved in this war. Yeah, the Draconian reptilians and Pleiadians, this is the last place they can go. They are the pirates of the cosmos. They go planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy, draining universes and planets of their resources. So this is the last place they got to hide at, right here. And that war that's taking place, like she's not lying about it. And you are feeling a physical effect. I've even had, like, last night, after I went to the Orishas, I made some offerings. But when I was making my offerings, I seen certain spiritual beings and certain cosmic ancestors I had that, like, appeared right in the living room with me last night. They wasn't there. They was my protection, though. It's literally at night above my house. It'd be so many, cause I'm down in Atlanta, but it'd be so many spaceships, like, sitting directly above my house. They be sitting low, like, cause I've had this happen 2 years ago. I had one of the dark elves. They look like grace. They tall and they white. I had one of them trying to actually hijack my body 2 years ago when I was coming back from the astral, coming back to my body.
Although body snatching, heartbeat, that's what they're known for. Body snatching,
exactly. And it was like 3 of them around my body while I was in my dream state, but I was coming back from the astral. And then I ended up chasing them. They because we in the astral state. The astral realm look just like the physical realm. A lot of people don't understand that. It's just you're gonna see a lot of purples and blues and luminous blues because we had a high vibration. But it's gonna be a little more gloomiest, but it look just like here. So I'm chasing them all around Atlanta, and then I chased them all over the Stone Mountain. And they went inside that mountain, and that's how I was able to
that damn mountain. I knew something with that mountain.
Under Stone Mountain is a whole government facility right now.
I had heard about that years ago when I used to live in Atlanta. I had heard rumors about that, but I never got any proof or anything, so I didn't know for sure. So that is a real thing then.
That's a real thing. And even West Stone Mountain, that used to be an ancient scientific lab for us, where we had a lot of huge crystals and stuff like that. Actually, the stone that makes up Stone Mountain used to be a crystal. On the inside, if you go under, it's crystallized. No different than if you buy the crystals out the ground. On the back of the crystal would be like concrete, but on the inside, that's how Stone Mountain is, because after the oxygen hit it so much, because oxygen is not what we need. We're supposed to be breathing in hydrogen in our natural state. Oxygen is a poison that they spray into the atmosphere along with Margellans. It causes us to rust out. It takes our luminance. We originally green, red, blue, and all these other colors, but you taught this before too, so you know that. But it's a full-fledged war going on, so I'm glad you saw, because I wasn't even gonna say nothing about it until you mentioned it. I'm like, let me show y'all. It's definitely going down. Don't get me wrong. Though. I'm up there kicking ass though, so I ain't tripping about a couple scars, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I just noticed, like, it used to be where, it'll be things happening in the astrals and it wouldn't come back to my physical. Now it's starting to come back to my physical. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that let me know that the physical is merging with the spiritual.
There it is. And that's the part that I have to do it like this, bro, just because, like, I'm getting
your energy, sis.
Getting communication right now. But what I'm saying is that part right there, when that really comes full-fledged, when these two things fully merge, I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. They told me, but I'm just sitting up there just shaking my head like, this is why we wanted to get people to where they needed to get to. But you know what, Rashad, I'm just realizing, I just realized, and I started realizing over a period of time, you can be a teacher, you can lead them to the water, but you can't make these people drink.
I say.
Like us to come out and speak about real things, and then they look at us like we're crazy. But then they start seeing other things take place. There's people I know right now in the music business right now that's in my Rolodex that be blowing up my phone like, hey fam, there's weird stuff going on out here. I remember you was this 10 years ago. I was like, but remember, you thought I was crazy, remember? Yeah, but we know you ain't crazy now. So now these people actually, like, I'm like their go-to. And she didn't say it, I don't believe it, fam. But they'll literally call me on the phone and be like, hey fam, so what's going on with this over here? We good, or is that really happening? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? But they say it for themselves. But they're like, I don't know if I really want to deal with that reality right there, but I do see certain things going on. And I need to know what the hell's going on, because 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2 no more, And I'm like, well, I told y'all this back when I was still in the game, what it was. I was that manager. I was the one we were talking, people in the music business, a lot of artists and stuff like that, they don't realize how conscious some of these artists are out there. They don't know.
They are.
So the conscious out there, they just scared. They told me, I'm just scared
to speak up.
Yeah, they told me. I've heard that many times. I've heard some of the dopest records for some of these artists, and I'm like, why aren't you putting that out? Oh nah, because the label, they ain't gonna go for that, fam. They ain't gonna go for that. And it'd be a whole catalog with the music that they have expressing themselves on different levels, where they know they don't come out into the public and say anything because, like you said, they're scared to say something. Like you and other artists start getting out there, you're gonna make it easier for those artists to come out and say, you know what, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna put these messages out here, and that's what I'm gonna do. And
It's
be
crazy.
like,
It's crazy you say that, sis, not to cut you off, because a lot of artists that are known have been reaching out and told me that exact thing that you just said.
many days in the studio, bro, I would sit down and listen to their music, and my jaw would be dropping to the floor like, this is the shit you need to be putting out. This is a hit. Yeah, but the message is high vibrational. Everybody loves high vibrational frequencies, fam. I said you have to, if you got to push negativity 24 hours, 7 days a week by playing a song 52 times in a day on a radio station. If you got to go that far with it and keep pushing that message and keep trying to broadcast and keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again, that means they clearly know that humanity does come from light. And it takes a period of time to get them under that spell when they're doing repetitious things by putting out the same type of music on the radio to program you to like negativity.
Ashe.
They put in a lot of work. A lot of work. They spend, you guys realize the surmountable amounts of money that these machines put behind these artists to put out a negative message? I want you to look at that and ask yourself, does that critically make any damn sense?
Ashe.
It don't make no sense. But yet somebody like you come out, or this other artist, or some of these other artists I'm paying attention to that are putting out these messages, and these guys are getting these followings, and I want you guys to understand they're getting these followings because they're operating on a higher frequency, because that's where we're headed now. They're just simply moving with the energy of the planet. And I done told y'all this a long time ago. Y'all got to get on the same frequency as Gaia. Planet Key, or excuse me, you guys got to get on the same frequency so you can ascend with her.
And they will accept the fact that the black woman is God, but they don't accept the fact that he's supposed to have more than one goddess. That's you vibrating low. You being selfish, so you vibrating low. You want to accept the fact you God. You want to be calling yourself a goddess, but you want to embrace certain parts of your divinity. That's not real over rich. That's not real. That's being selfish. You might as well go get in church or something. You feel me? You know, that's just being real, because we had individuals in here that was listening to the round table and they got a little confused. Like, nah, Rashad Jamal fully supports polygamy. Rashad Jamal practices polygamy. You feel me? Like, so when we brought the subject up, you know, you got goddesses that's gonna feel touchy because they not on that level of vibration yet. You gotta remember, most of these guys still got nobody that can provide and protect for them. So of course they gonna feel that way. I'm fully in my divinity, so listen to me. Don't listen to motherfucker that ain't. I'm living this shit. I'm living it. You know what I'm saying? And can't no goddess ever tell me that she not gonna accept polygamy or she ain't gonna be around me. You know what I'm saying? Cool. You're gonna be walking your own path. You're not gonna lower my vibration or my divinity. Period. I'm gonna have as many goddesses as I want. And ain't nobody gonna stop it and change it. And if you're not with that, then you will not be a part of my tribe. You can stay your ass single and miserable, because you're not gonna dictate my pace. You feel me? I'm the God here. I'm the leader. You don't dictate my pace. You don't even get to decide who the other goddess is. I bring it to you who the other goddess is, and you will be made aware of that, but you don't decide shit. You're going to be submissive. If you're not going to be submissive, I'm not going to force you into being submissive. I'm going to leave your ass and go get with a goddess who fully respects my divinity and understands what I'm doing for the planet and our people. Period. I am the example of how we're supposed to move. So, like, let's not get that. Let's not forget that. Now I see why Kanye get like that. You know, for real, I see why he get like that, because when you be humble, motherfuckers try to run over your shit, like, get y'all bitch ass out of here, boy. You feel me? Like, facts quickly. You know what I'm saying? In a jiffy. Y'all low vibrating ass out of here. You feel me? Being humble, motherfucker, they know some shit all of a sudden. Like, no, don't ever mistake me being humble and allowing you to express yourself for you, like, completely going against the esoteric teachers of the multiverse. Like, no, don't ever misconstrue that. I do what I do because I love our people. You know what I'm saying? I just called you on the DM on the phone earlier, motherfucking commenting, and said some smoothie shit, like, somebody shared the shit from last night, right? Of me previewing the goddamn single, and I seen somebody comment like he would never be in College Park with that. Man, I called that nigga so quick, because I took it as a direct threat, like, nigga, I live in College Park. Nigga, what's up? I'll pull up right now. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever, I'm a gangster, boy. Real revolutionary, like, living this shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be out there folding. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? But it's because I be so humble and I'm so amongst us that a motherfucker feel that they can, you know, speak any kind of way sometimes. And that's the same thing, like, I had a sneak dissing going on, too. Like, motherfuckers saying I'm working magic. Boy, I ain't never worked no magic against nobody. I work magic against these oppressors, you feel me? I couldn't be blessed, you feel me? And the same individual saying that, following me. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that sneak this and all that fake shit, boy. But when I see motherfuckers, oh my God, I watch all your lectures, and it's always just me. I don't move with no security, no bodyguards, and none of that. I don't move on none of that time. It's just me and the ancestors and my wife and my kids, bro. Like, I don't be on none of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'm from the rack. Nigga, like, I get busy. Nigga, like, Don't ever mistake, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm enlightening us like I'm a bitch or any of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no bitch and I never will be. You feel me? And I ain't gonna never start nothing. So therefore, if you come at me, I'm going all the way. Because I know you vibrating low. If you stand against divine insights, you vibrating low. You know what I'm saying? You on Zeus side. Ain't no way, ain't no in between. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never hurt you. I ain't did nothing but help y'all and enlighten y'all. So if you got an issue with me, you got an issue with yourself. You might as well join them oppressors, these Caucasoids who got an issue with me. You know what I'm saying? You know, but then you see motherfuckers in traffic. Niggas be being all polite. And I'm a real nigga, as you would say. So, nigga, you should have every reason to feel good that you gonna get your roll off. Nah, man. It's a difference, bro. Like, because when I was in the streets, I was in the streets. It's a difference, bro. Like, that's why I speak like I speak with no fear. Especially when I know I'm speaking the truth. I'm only here to uplift you. I don't care what you understand. My teachers ain't based around what you understand. These teachers are based around the truth. And it ain't for everybody. Like, the album ain't for everybody. That's why it's called Only the Real Gonna Relate. You gotta be a real motherfucker to even fuck with Rashad Jamal. You know what I'm saying? I get on this bitch when I ain't brush my teeth. I get on this bitch when it's cold in my eye. Like I told the God I called through, we chopped it up. It's all good. He gonna follow me and everything. I like, bro, I give back to us. You feel me? Like, on every level. Like, niggas ain't doing what I do. You feel me? Y'all supporting them, though. You got niggas right now like, damn, why he want $30 to join the website, but you're not asking Nike why they want $250. You're not asking Gucci. You're not asking Gucci or Emilio Pucci why they want $1,500. You're not asking your landlord why you gotta pay rent on land that's yours. Get your bitch ass out of here on the Paradise, boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, same thing for the calling yourself a goddess, but you don't accept polygamy, but you would do a threesome though. Bitch, you's a bitch. You ain't no goddess, you's a bitch pretending to be. And that's okay. But when you find yourself there, we can come converse. You feel me? It's a blessing to be in my presence, to even join my round table, be amongst my energy, man. I don't give my energy to know anybody. You feel me? Now, fuck being humble today, because niggas got me fucked up. I don't give a fuck if it's one viewer on this bitch. I can suck my dick, nigga, because the real know what's up with me. The real know why I'm talking like I'm talking, because motherfuckers been on the internet playing with me like I'm a hoe or something. You feel me? They could be playing like I'm a hoe or something, and then I ain't let no goddess who still. If your ass pay bills, you shut your motherfucking mouth. If you a divine feminine entity and your ass still pay all your bills, you shut your motherfucking mouth. You can't speak on polygamy. You can't speak on this real God talk. You've never lived it. You still taking care of your nigga. So of course you not with polygamy. But you not with polygamy though. But you cool with a threesome. You not with polygamy, but you understand if you gonna fuck somebody else. Get your smoofy ass out of here. You's a low vibrating bitch trying to find your way. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm humble and I go to save my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to the hoes. I'm gonna talk to the bitches and the thoughts that's trying to find their way. I'm gonna talk to the niggas in the, I don't look down on you, but I'm gonna call you what you is. You know, you ain't gonna get on this bitch like you didn't, nigga. Well, start a channel and enlighten us then. You know, motherfuckers jump on one round table and feel like they know some shit. You don't know shit. If you knew it, then you start a channel and you enlighten us and you deal with the pressure that comes with enlighten your people. And let's see if you gonna stand 10 toes like me. You feel me? On my soul. That's real. You feel me? Like, fuck all that being humble shit today. I don't give a fuck who unfollow, who unsubscribe. I don't care about none of that shit, cause ain't none of y'all make me, nigga. The ancestors sent me this way. You feel me? And I'm gonna be this way. I'm gonna always keep it real over rich, and I'm gonna love my people.
To the guys and goddesses of Planet High, positive energy always creates elevation. I come to you on the behalf of my husband, Rashad Jamal White, as y'all know him as Rashad Jamal. I wanted to let you guys know that on May 3rd, actually before that, let me go back. May of last year, if most of y'all who have been following him for a couple years now, it was an incident where he was able to get his son from his baby mom. And as soon as we got him, she had called. Somebody said they can't hear. Can y'all still hear me?
Drop a 9 if you can hear her.
It says no sound. It says too much echo. Okay, I'm good. You good? We can hear you. Okay, so last year it was a charge placed on Bay about kidnapping Zaza, his son, from his baby mom. Okay, we end up taking him back. That's all on YouTube, and that's all on his platforms. You can go back on YouTube and see the video of us taking him back to the police station. Then we found out later in August that additional to us taking him back to his mom at the police station, she added on and accused Rashad Jamal White, my husband, that her 11-year-old daughter Rashad told her to touch his private part. Okay, so we immediately got lawyers on this. You guys know that the marshals end up coming to our house, fixing that. We immediately got lawyers. We've been paid fully paid for lawyers. We've had court date. You guys actually came and support him in October. Is that right, Ellie? That's in October, right? Yes. Okay. In October. And we've been dealing with court dates since then. The last court date was January 27th. We was contacted by our lawyers that the judge was going to reset. And as far as the miscommunication, that wasn't the case. So basically, they said that he was on a turn-in base, which we had no fucking idea. We was not in contact or anything since January the 27th. Okay, now it comes May 3rd. May 3rd, we're on the way to his eye exam because, mind you, he's been working his ass off. So we decided the month of May, he was literally going to take a vacation. Yes, he was going to post, you know, every now and then, but he was not going to go live or public. And if he did go live, it will only be on the website and only on YouTube on Sundays. Okay, so May 3rd, we're on the way to his eye appointment. We leave our house. By the time we get to the end of the street to turn on the main highway, 2 to 3 minutes later. Now, mind you, you know, we go everywhere. My husband never leaves his family. Never. Even the dog. The dog comes with us. So everybody was in the vehicle when we left on May 3rd. I was driving. He was in the passenger seat. The kids running back with Simba. What's wrong, Ellie?
At that time in May, y'all didn't have Simba. Y'all didn't.
No, I'm talking about May 3rd of this month, which was Tuesday. So yeah, now that's handled. The last court date was January 27th of this year. We had not heard from the lawyer saying that we had a new court date or we were supposed to turn ourselves in. Okay, so that was supposed to be so-called the miscommunication. So now we're at May 3rd. May 3rd, we're going to his eye appointment. We get down our street, we make a left to go on the main highway to go to the doctor's appointment. I kid you not, I made a left at the traffic light to go down Old National. 2 to 3 seconds later, I hear sirens. Now me, I'm thinking, okay, somebody just got in an accident and they needed to shoot to wherever they needed to be, okay? Or I thought it was a funeral session, you know? I thought it was a funeral session. So I'm not thinking, had no idea that they were coming for us. So I literally pulled over to the side so they can, you know, basically pass me. They did not pass me. The next thing I hear is hands up, hands up, hands up. Now mind you, at this time, we have guns drawing at us, okay? We had an AK with AR-15, okay? And they literally was pointing the gun straightly at the girls. The girls were in the back seat, and Simba was in the back seat. I'm sorry, y'all. Just give me. They wouldn't tell us anything, telling us to roll down the windows. Roll down the windows. Put your hands out. Put your hands out the window, okay? Put your hands out the window. Turn the car off. Turn the car off. Roll down the windows. Turn the car off. Get out the car. Throw the keys out the window. Mind you, I'm supposed to have my hands up. How the hell am I supposed to do all this and you're yelling and you're not telling me anything? You're not saying anything. You're not. All you're doing is having guns point at me, our daughters, and my husband. We're in the middle of the street, in the main road. He gets out the car. They tell him to get on the ground. He gets out the car and get off the ground. He was like, look, my kids and my wife and my dog, it's only us. It's only us. We rolled the windows down so they can see the girls. And they still refuse to put their weapons down. My husband is not no motherfucking punk. If it was me and him, y'all, we both would have fucking transcended. Because we know goddamn well that they would have did something completely different. But since we had our children in the car, and he would never put his family in hurt, harm, or danger. So he had to do what he needed to do as far as being a husband, because he's a husband. He's a father first. Y'all know him as Rashad Jamal, the intellect, divine insight, but we know him personally. We spend all the time, hours of a day with him. Y'all only deal with him for a couple of hours. We are with him completely every day. So it's different. It's different from us. He loves his daughters. He loves his family. That's the reason why he went ahead and went in. That's the only fucking reason. Only fucking reason. Because yes, I saw somebody posted something, oh, he say in his songs, he about business. Yes, the fuck he is about business. And about his business is his fucking family and his daughter. So he's gonna do whatever he needs to do to protect us. Because once again, what did we create masculine energy for? To provide and protect. So he's doing his job. He's providing and he's protecting his fucking family. And that's exactly what the fuck he did. He protected his family. So miss me with all that, oh, I thought he was gonna stand out, oh, I thought he was gonna transcend. Fuck y'all, because y'all not in this motherfucking household. So anybody else that got something smart or something slick to fucking say. And see, y'all don't hear from me. Y'all don't fucking hear from me. Y'all think bae? Y'all think bae be off the chain? Y'all ain't seen me be off the motherfucking chain. So yes, I'm furious. He had no choice. He had no choice. They finally told us that basically the warrant was not fulfilled. Okay, so the warrant was child molestation and cruelty to children in the first degree. That is the reason why they arrested him. And that's the only reason why he got arrested is because the kids.
So the warrant was child molestation and cruelty to children in the first degree. That is the reason why they arrested him. And that's the only reason why he got arrested is because the kids.
So the warrant was child molestation and cruelty to children in the first degree. That is the reason why they arrested him. And that's the only reason why he got arrested, is because the kids
were in the car. And he also loved me too, but if the kids wasn't, he knew both of us was gonna go down. Because we are tired of this. We're tired of the system. We're tired of our black, beautiful goddesses and gods transcending for no fucking reason, okay? So yes, he's in Broward County, okay? Detention center. Yes, Friday was his first appearance for the judge, and they denied his bond, okay? So he has no bond as of right now. No bond, okay? So for him not have a bond, this is why he wanted me to go ahead and let you guys know what the hell was going on. No, he does not have a bond. The judge refused the bond for his first appearance. He has another court date, May 19th at 9 a.m. And this is for the bench warrant, which was the warrant that was placed when the marshals knew that we was not in town. Remember, the marshals had came to our house, broke down our door. The next day sent a letter for him to show up in court, knowing goddamn well we was not home. We was not home. So on the 19th, on May 19th, that is the court date for the bench warrant to get cleared. And we already had evidence that we were out of town. So there's no reason why that warrant should be handled at all. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. The reason why I definitely reached out, I need the university to, if y'all say y'all behind my husband and support my husband, then this is what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to write character reference letters on the behalf of Rashad Jamal White. I know he only does Rashad Jamal, but in the court system, they go by first and last name. So you need to make sure that you're putting White, Mr. or Rashad Jamal White. You can put his whole full name, or you can put Mr. White, or you can put Rashad White. However you want to address him, but you need to make sure that his last name is in there. Also, you need to make sure, if you're going to write these character reference letters, is to be honest, that he has never mistreated a child. He's never hurt, harm, or danger around the children. He loves the children. He spoils the shit out of them. They look up to him. They admire him. They respect him. So this bitch and her kids are lying on him. We have to let them know that the lies that they have told is not my husband, and it's not Rashad Jamal at all. That is not him. That is not his character at all. That's a bitter, scorned woman who had a good God, and she chose to fuck that shit up. Now that he's happily married and flourishing, now you want to come try to destroy his fucking life. That's not gonna happen at all. That's not gonna happen. So right now, he's in Broward County Detention Center. He will be there until May 19th. It's his next court date. When I'm coming to you guys and asking you, I need character reference letters. I have a few already sent to my email, and it's okay if you can't get it by Monday with these letters. Our paralegal is going to put in the motion for the bond, so he can get a bond, so he can go to superior court. So as of right now, he does not have no bond. So because they said no bond, we need these character reference letters to help him get this bond because of the charges. It's because of the charges. The state and the government, they want to believe the child versus the adult.
Because of the charges. It's because of the charges. The state and the government, they want to believe the child versus the adult.
Because of the charges. It's because of the charges. The state and the government, they want to believe the child versus the adult.
So right now, the court system only sees the charges. They don't see his character. They don't see the way he is about his community. They don't see that he's giving back thousands of dollars. They don't see that. All they see is child molestation and cruelty to children in the first degree. That is the only thing they see. So I'm asking the university if you please can write these character letters, and if you are in Atlanta, and if you can make it to his court date May 19th at 9 a.m. and it's at the Broward County Detention Center. You can Google it. But it's at 9 a.m. on May 19th. Ellie, am I missing anything? This is the letter. The character letter references are supposed to help him grant him the bond. Basically, we need as many letters to let them know that this is not his character.
Okay, so your letter should include your name, your phone number, your email address. Include the judge. The judge's name is Judge Curry.
And it's Barrow, B-A-R-R-O-W.
Judge Curry, C-U-R-R-I-E-M for middle initial. Mingledorff, M-I-N-G-L-E-D-O-R-F-F. Curry M. Mingledorff. Judge Curry M. Mingledorff. Winder County, Georgia. That's where the court is. And they are located in Burrough County, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a character reference letter. And it is extremely important for y'all who have been to the meetups, been around, Real Over Rich, the university.
Yes, if you've been to any of the Cosmos reunions, you can tell how he reacted around your children, because mind you, this is about a child and him being alone, saying that he did something so cruel. And what pisses me off is that motherfuckers that actually hurt and harming children get away with shit, but you're gonna blame a motherfucker who loves children that ain't doing nothing to try to take them down. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So y'all need to make sure to express how he is, even around me and our children. Highly spoken of. Highly spoken of. You need to make sure you put that, because that is the main key to this case. This is going to help him get a bond. Like I said, if y'all can show support, definitely being at the courthouse May 19th at 9 a.m. I know some you can actually come inside the courtroom, and some of you guys can stand out beside the courtroom. It's really about unity, and it's about getting him out. That is my main goal. My main goal is to get him home as soon as possible.
Mad as fuck. Thought you was gonna keep getting away with your fucking dirt. You thought your dirt is catching up to you. So why don't you go ahead and do what you gotta do? What's up? What's up? What's up, sis? You see, I had reached out to you because I got so many people reaching out to me, you know what I'm saying, about this dumbass nigga. So whatever the case is, they reached out to me, sending me death threats, talking all this shit in my DM. So I had to go ahead, I unblocked my page and I went live so they can get some shit off their chest. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know, listen y'all, these are the people that say that they're positive people. These are the people that say they're of God. But if you get a bunch of negative ass people or so-called people of God start going to your page over some shit they don't know nothing about, y'all wasn't there, y'all don't know what the fuck happened. Shit. So whatever the case is, yeah, look at them, all in my page. Girl, they've been harassing me. All it is. Talking about, and they keep bringing up his girlfriend. I don't even know what she looks like. Like, I don't care about that girl. I just pray that she watches her children. I pray that she talks to her babies. I pray that she really knows what's happening with her babies. I really do. I pray that she keeps girl, hug your babies and talk to them, because you don't want them feeling intimidated. Because when your children are intimidated and they feel like someone's going to hurt you, and they feel like they're not going to say anything to you because your children are going to try to protect you. That's what I want you to understand. Sis, I have nothing against you. I wish you the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you look like. I promise, I had him blocked for a very long time. Never unblocked him. So whatever the case, children, talk to your daughters when you get a chance. I don't know if you have girls or boys, but I'm pretty sure you're a mother with children, because he does not date women that don't have children. And that's facts. So I'm just hoping that you really just talk to your babies, get them to themselves and talk to them. I will not lie on anybody like that. Talk to your babies. See if your children are okay. Stop thinking that, you know, they might be lying, or if they acting a little strange. Pay attention to your kids. Pay attention to your daughters. Your daughters. I'm not lying to you. I know that you see, I know for a fact that in your heart, in your mind, you know something may be up. You know what I'm saying? But God will reveal to you in due time. And I fret not myself over evildoers. So no, you know what I'm saying? No weapons formed against me shall prosper. So I'm telling you right now, talk to your babies. Don't let that person wrestle and lay on them or do all that stuff. Please watch your kids. And that's for any mother on here. Watch y'all children. Watch y'all children. I stress that. Watch your children. You know what I'm saying? And be patient. Be patient. Let God send the right person in. Don't just let anybody come to your house. You know what I'm saying? Some of us all make mistakes as parents. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we let the wrong people into our home, and we try to help heal men that are broken. You can't heal somebody that's broken. They got to heal themselves, because you got to always remember, hurt people. And that's real shit. So I say that, you know what I'm saying, in genuine love. If I was a liar, I promise you, I'll be up probably stuttering and scared. I'm not scared. I'll go to hell for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to hell for my son. I die for the truth. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you what it is. Real is real. And anybody that know me, now I'm about to go ahead and share this post, because anybody that know me, been knowing me for a long time, know that Shells is real. I ain't never been no motherfucking liar. I ain't never been nobody that's gonna lie on somebody. So at the end of the day, like that, yeah, so whatever the case is, I don't want nobody to sit up there and flatter themselves talking about that I'm mad I'm not with him. He don't brush his teeth. He don't wash his ass. That nigga have shit paper falling out his butt cheeks. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Since y'all want to play games with me, I sat up there, I try to help him and talk to him like, are you okay? Like, you need to get some help for that. Stop fucking with me. Stop fucking with me. Because the people gonna know the motherfucking truth. You shit paper all stuck in your ass cheeks, nigga. You didn't want to take no baths, nigga. How long did it take for you to get inside of a pool, nigga? I'm just telling you, be real. Like, don't play with me. And guess what? I don't care who believes me. God do. God was there. Shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about who believe me. I just want to know how much time y'all got. Because I'm letting y'all get what y'all got to get off y'all chest. So all the motherfuckers that's real as fuck, that's genuine, believe me when I tell you. Ain't nobody jealous over here. Look at my page very carefully. Ain't nobody jealous over here. Believe me when I tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no time for none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm real as fuck. And so whatever the case is, at the end of the day, I hope everybody got what they, needed off your chest or whatever, because I don't give a fuck about nothing or know what y'all got to say, period, the end. So y'all can sit up here like the messages rolling through. I don't give a fuck about what y'all got to say. Y'all want to go and harass somebody else's page because he said that. That nigga is not God. That nigga is not God. And he's not fucking real, because if you was real, you wouldn't have did what the fuck you did. If you was real, you wouldn't have did what the fuck you did. Ain't no lie in my fucking eyes, nigga. Ain't no antsiness in me. Ain't none of that. Ain't no motherfucking, what you call, bitterness. For what? I got my motherfucking own. I do my own motherfucking thing. Period. So, half of the messages that's coming through, I'm not looking at that shit. I'll just sit up here like, being honest, like, I have a restraining order against you. Stop having your people harass me. I have a restraining order against you. Stop having your people harass me. Okay? Okay? And I have children over here. Obviously one of them is his. But whatever the case is, stop fucking harassing me. I don't give a fuck about nobody he's with. I just asked that woman, make sure you watch your children. And later on, down the line, shit'll come out. So, whatever the case is, y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to get up off here. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all got whatever y'all needed to get off your chest. And so you can stop sending me messages or whatever. You know what I mean? It's all good. I couldn't block all y'all motherfucking asses. But half of the page's accounts is motherfucking fake. But I'm just laughing because motherfuckers talk about you bitter. Baby, I'm riding in something real nice. I got something real fine. I got money that brushes his teeth. He takes a bath. He's uplifting in the right way. He's not out here trying to be seen. He's not out here manipulating.
I don't care about that, y'all. I don't really come on here for that. I come on here to get a message out to y'all so you guys need to know what's going on. And that's my whole purpose of me coming out here. I'm not here for all that. I'm here to get a message out to the people that need to hear it. Shouts out to my brother Rashad Jamal.
Shouts out to my brother Rashad Jamal.
Shouts out to my brother Rashad Jamal.
But I had to let y'all know what's up, okay? But don't be coming at me talking about what's to do with this when you can easily go and research that shit on your own. You come to the conclusions of whatever you want to come to, that ain't got shit to do with me. I let you know where I stand with the whole shit. See, that's the thing. That whole shit ain't got nothing to do with nobody. What I can tell you is, I know who's in control of the situation. So even with the silly shit that they're doing, they think they're doing something, they ain't even doing nothing. You just got to remember, everything happens in divine timing. You got to remember that you yourself are a part of the divine. You got to remember that you can receive downloads on your own. You got to remember that you have the opportunity to get out here and you can speak to, if you have enough courage to do so. And let me talk to y'all something about these spiritual attacks that people are doing to each other. It's so ignorant. And they don't realize the amount of karma that they got placed on, that's coming to them behind that. Because the karma is almost instant with people, right? Let me give you some rules to the game. I talked to you about this once before, but let me remind you of a couple things. Anybody coming out saying that they are a priest, and they're speaking about shit saying they're going to do this and do that, they're not a very good priest. No priest, no decent, reputable priest operates from his ego. That's number one. No decent, reputable priest knows not to throw attacks at people. It's not their job to do so. No reputable priest is going to do that. And that's number one. Number two, someone made a comment one time saying, yeah, such and such sent yeah out to beat your ass for I forgot what, unrighteousness or something like that. And I'm like, there's so much ignorance out here. First of all, you can't go to the Orisha talking about, can I go out here and beat some ass? They're lying to you. That can't be done. It's never been done. But you cannot send out any Orisha to go out here and attack somebody, y'all. Anybody out here telling you that they can do that are liars, and they're not real good priests. Or they're not priests at all. Okay? They're not priests at all. That's number two. All priests, their job and their responsibility is to their community. Their job and their responsibility is to their community and to assist and to help to get people moving forward. But I had to let y'all know what's up, okay? But don't be coming at me talking about what's to do with this when you can easily go and research that shit on your own. You come to the conclusions of whatever you want to come to, that ain't got shit to do with me. I let you know where I stand with the whole shit. Shouts out to my brother Rashad Jamal.
Shouts out to my brother Rashad Jamal.
Shouts out to my brother Rashad Jamal.
Okay? And they're coming out and they're doing YouTube videos and talking all this shit and trying to discredit you as a priest. That's not a legitimate priest. That's a charlatan pretending to be a legitimate priest. That's how that goes. We all know you miss him. I miss him too. I'm like, apparently people don't want to hear what I got to say. much is this information worth to you? It's okay if they hide the likes and they hide the people and all that type of stuff. I don't care about that, y'all. I don't really come on here for that. Come on, guys, let's get them likes up. The two things I'm going to talk about was my stance on the Rashad Jamal case as well as the art of detachment. Because some of you guys need to be put in check about certain things, because I'm seeing some things. There are some things that's really weird about his case to me that's very strange. But at the same time, what's even stranger is the people's reaction. And I'm beginning to question how much you guys really took his teachings and learned from his teachings, and you're acting on his teachings. Let's get the likes up. Okay, first and foremost, I know you guys have brought to my attention about the fact that there's no case number. And I actually can't even get a disposition on that case, to be honest with you. I can't get a disposition on it. I don't know what's going on with it, except for what his wife tells me. So I think the last time I spoke to his wife, I think it was probably about a month ago, she had informed me about what was going on with his attorney, how he started acting all weird and shit. Something about the DA had showed some information of one of his lies or something, and got that attorney a little nervous. So I don't know where that attorney stands. I don't know any of that anymore, but I'm gonna give you my take and my stands on it, okay? My take and my stands on it is real simple. Let me just say to you that first and foremost, I had a conversation with the Arisha behind this situation. And Arisha has informed me that they got this situation under control. Let's just start there.
And Arisha has informed me that they got this situation under control. Let's just start there.
And Arisha has informed me that they got this situation under control. Let's just start there.
As an Ifa and Arisha priest.
As an Ifa and Arisha priest.
As an Ifa and Arisha priest.
It's not for me to go behind the Arisha and dig up information when my father tells me, which is Shango, tells me we got him.
It's not for me to go behind the Arisha and dig up information when my father tells me, which is Shango, tells me we got him.
It's not for me to go behind the Arisha and dig up information when my father tells me, which is Shango, tells me we got him.
Let me start there. So I need you guys to remember the position that I'm in. I need those likes to get up, please. I need you guys to understand the position that I'm in. I can only do but so much. I don't really go behind the Arisha and stuff like that. Like, we don't do that. Everything is divine concerning the situation with Rashad. I am aware of that. That much I can tell you. It's divine.
Everything is divine concerning the situation with Rashad. I am aware of that. That much I can tell you. It's divine.
Everything is divine concerning this situation with Rashad. I am aware of that. That much I can tell you. It's divine.
It's all about divine timing. But what's concerning me about you guys is the behavior that I see online. When I hear you make comments like, I need this and I need that and I need you to do this and I need you to do that, when you start speaking from that place of need, I start getting very concerned about that. Because then that lets me know that you have not learned anything this man has taught you. All those videos and all that knowledge that man dropped, you have not learned anything about that or from that. Because what you were supposed to do was, you were supposed to take the knowledge, take the information, utilize it to the best of your ability. I had someone make a comment in my last video. I was wondering why ISIS wasn't doing this and she wasn't out here doing that and this, that, and the third. And I had to explain to her, baby, everybody has a role to play.
I was wondering why ISIS wasn't doing this and she wasn't out here doing that and this, that, and the third. And I had to explain to her, baby, everybody has a role to play.
I was wondering why ISIS wasn't doing this and she wasn't out here doing that and this, that, and the third. And I had to explain to her, baby, everybody has a role to play.
I didn't sign up to become anyone's leader.
I didn't sign up to become anyone's leader.
I didn't sign up to become anyone's leader.
And let me be clear, I think if you talk to any of the speakers out here that put out information, I don't think any of these people are going to tell you that we signed up to be your leader. And even he'll tell you, I'm not your leader.
And even he'll tell you, I'm not your leader.
And even he'll tell you, I'm not your leader.
So you guys have been doing the most when you start saying that I need this and I need that, and you're also operating out of fear by you thinking that something's gonna happen to that man. I had been told y'all that the Arisha had him a long time ago.
And you're also operating out of fear by you thinking that something's gonna happen to that man. I had been told y'all that the Arisha had him a long time ago.
And you're also operating out of fear by you thinking that something's gonna happen to that man. I had been told y'all that the Arisha had him a long time ago.
I went back again to confirm the Arisha got him. That ain't got shit. Once I'm told that, as a priest, I'm not gonna go behind that and do extra shit because you guys want me to do it. You have to understand the position and stance that I'm under. That's me saying I don't believe my father. My father don't lie. He don't make shit up. Now, is there some weird shit going on with that case? Yes. Is it weird that we don't know the disposition of the case? Yes. Is it weird that there's nothing showing up on the website? Yes. It's some weird shit going on there. I'm not gonna front tell you it's not weird. Okay? But at the same time, I know how the Arisha work. You gotta remember that they're operating in that's a whole different thing going on. Stop trying to classify the Matrix bullshit and thinking that that's stronger than the guys of your bloodline. or the Orisha. They operate differently, they move on their own time, they set things up a certain way, etc., etc., etc. So I need you guys to remember this. I'm not doing no meditations. I don't have to. Who do you think needs some more now than y'all, huh? And if you need to know, it ain't nothing for you to pick up a phone call and call Barrow County to find out. Y'all sitting up here coming to me, asking me what's up. Did you make a phone call to Barrow County to find out what's going on with him? And I think he just posted something on his, either him or his wife or the PR team posted something on his Instagram. So if you go look at his Instagram, he's telling you what's up, okay? But y'all can't keep coming to me, asking me to do this, asking me to do that, this, that, and the third, when I done told y'all a while back what it was. But you guys have to step up and start learning what we call discernment in situations. You need to discern better. Your discernment game ain't shit. Your discernment game ain't shit. Your common sense game ain't shit. How simple is it for you to pick up the phone and call, find out the update? If you don't get a disposition of the case, and you don't get a disposition of the case, because y'all already know what we're dealing with up there in Barrow County. But what I'm saying is, y'all make the efforts to put your calls in and so forth and so on. Don't come to me to do that, because it's not my responsibility to do that. And I'm not putting myself in that responsibility to do that. Y'all know I love him to death.
Y'all know I love him to death.
Y'all know I love him to death.
At the same time, y'all also know that he deals with the Orisha. Y'all know I'm a priest of the Orisha. Y'all know that if they say they got it, then they got it. That's it for me. That's where I'm at with it. Don't ask me to do nothing else. Y'all go do other shit. If you want to meditate, you bring the meditation out. If you want to do this, if you want to do that, if you want to go show up there at the county, if you want to protest, then do that. Let's get the likes up. Y'all have to start asking yourself critical thinking questions. Where are you guys at really? How do you know that he wasn't pulled away, one, to help the people that's in the jail who need him more now than y'all do? Let's just keep it real.
How do you know that he wasn't pulled away, one, to help the people that's in the jail who need him more now than y'all do? Let's just keep it real.
How do you know that he wasn't pulled away, one, to help the people that's in the jail who need him more now than y'all do? Let's just keep it real.
That man got, I don't know how many goddamn videos and shit on his damn channel. And y'all sitting up here whining and crying, that man in there doing divine work.
And y'all sitting up here whining and crying, that man in there doing divine work.
And y'all sitting up here whining and crying, that man in there doing divine work.
Some of y'all are selfish as fuck. Some of y'all are very, very selfish. And you don't see the bigger picture. And if you was connected to the divine, you would understand what's going on. You would understand what's going on.
Some of y'all are selfish as fuck. Some of y'all are very, very selfish. And you don't see the bigger picture. And if you was connected to the divine, you would understand what's going on. You would understand what's going on.
Some of y'all are selfish as fuck. Some of y'all are very, very selfish, and you don't see the bigger picture. And if you was connected to the divine, you would understand what's going on. You will understand what's going on.
I told y'all he was on assignment. Exactly. I told y'all that.
I told y'all he was on assignment. Exactly. I told y'all that.
I told y'all he was on assignment. Exactly. I told y'all that.
So for y'all to keep badging me and ask me what's up, don't ask me what's up. I don't know what's up. I don't know what I was told. That's it. I'm not going no deeper into anything else. Once they tell me, that's it, because I'll get my ass beat.
I'm not going no deeper into anything else. Once they tell me, that's it, because I'll get my ass beat.
I'm not going no deeper into anything else. Once they tell me, that's it, because I'll get my ass beat.
See, and someone just pulled the case up. Oh, well, then there it is.
See, and someone just pulled the case up. Oh, well, then there it is.
See, and someone just pulled the case up. Oh, well, then there it is.
So for some of y'all that was saying, look, y'all, the state versus Rashad White, case number 21-CR000595. You can find out the disposition of the case on your own. Don't ask me about the disposition of the case. Go there and look at the disposition of the case. Use some damn common sense. But don't be coming over here pressuring me about nothing. Let that man work. And he's needed in there right now more than y'all. That man gave you so much information, and it seemed like some of y'all ain't learned from his teachings. Some of y'all ain't learned from his teachings. And it's showing. And you're acting out of fear. And it's showing. And you're acting out of need. And it's showing. So that tells me right there that y'all don't really appreciate him as much as y'all say y'all do. Because if you appreciate him as much as y'all say y'all do, what you gonna do? You gonna go stream his music. You gonna donate to his wife. Okay? You gonna send the man letters. Okay? Half y'all niggas ain't even doing that shit. I know you're not doing it. You'd watch his lectures, his videos. You spread his information out there. You would go and do research on your own. You would go out there and give him a shout out, talk about some of the things he was breaking down and give him a shout out for the credit. You would do different things. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this. No, you need to do that. You feel the need to do that because you have not figured out yet about how to get out of this preaching to pulpit syndrome. Religion is what teaches you to attach to things outside of yourself. And that's been one of our biggest issues and one of our biggest problems. And as soon as they fall, what's the first thing our people do? Tear them apart. And let me ask you this. What the hell makes you think that when that man gets out, the way so many people did him dirty, the way they talked about him like a dog, what the hell even makes you think that he's gonna want to be bothered with y'all? Did you even think about that?
And as soon as they fall, what's the first thing our people do? Tear them apart. And let me ask you this. What the hell makes you think that when that man gets out, the way so many people did him dirty, the way they talked about him like a dog, what the hell even makes you think that he's gonna want to be bothered with y'all? Did you even think about that?
And as soon as they fall, what's the first thing our people do? Tear them apart. And let me ask you this. What the hell makes you think that when that man gets out, the way so many people did him dirty, the way they talked about him like a dog, what the hell even makes you think that he's gonna want to be bothered with y'all? Did you even think about that?
You can't make an assumption about a person's life. You don't know the trauma that a person goes through. You don't know what he's going through in prison. You don't know how that's affecting his life. You don't know.
You can't make an assumption about a person's life. You don't know the trauma that a person goes through. You don't know what he's going through in prison. You don't know how that's affecting his life. You don't know.
You can't make an assumption about a person's life. You don't know the trauma that a person goes through. You don't know what he's going through in prison. You don't know how that's affecting his life. You don't know.
So y'all want to stop with that shit that you're doing? You know me, I'm gonna ghost on y'all asses in a heartbeat. It'll be a whole month before you hear from me. God knows how many times I've been attacked. I've been clout chased on, all types of shit. I got massive lawsuits going on people right now. Major lawsuits going on right now. Now you can have your own opinion. I can't sue you for that. You need to learn the art of detachment. You need to learn that. A guide is here for one purpose, to bring you back to yourself. That's what we're here for. We're not here to save you, like Jesus. We're not here to lead you, like Martin Luther King. And the only guiding that we're doing is we're dropping knowledge that you should be aware of. What you do with that knowledge is on you. But if you really study his teachings and you study my teachings, it all leads you right back to self. And as soon as somebody fucks up or someone comes out and says some shit, then the real you comes out. Oh, I knew that motherfucker was this, that, I knew this. It's fake love. It's not even real.
But if you really study his teachings and you study my teachings, it all leads you right back to self. And as soon as somebody fucks up or someone comes out and says some shit, then the real you comes out. Oh, I knew that motherfucker was this, that, I knew this. It's fake love. It's not even real.
But if you really study his teachings and you study my teachings, it all leads you right back to self. And as soon as somebody fucks up or someone comes out and says some shit, then the real you comes out. Oh, I knew that motherfucker was this, that, and I knew this. It's fake love. It's not even real.
Some of you niggas is fake. I'm gonna call you out. Some of you niggas is fake as fuck. I be seeing y'all on the internet. I be seeing y'all how y'all carry it. I had some damn fool send me an email trying to pretend like he was Rashad Jamal and thought that I couldn't see his stupid ass. And he getting no response from me. This response he gonna get. Dumbass nigga. Don't send me no damn emails pretending to be my brother.
This response he gonna get. Dumbass nigga. Don't send me no damn emails pretending to be my brother.
This response he gonna get. Dumbass nigga. Don't send me no damn emails pretending to be my brother.
Don't do that, because I can see into you. Anybody that contacts me, I can see into them, and you're not gonna get a response. Don't hit me with no bullshit. How much of the love is real, and how much of the love is fake? How many niggas are really about that life, and how many niggas are straddling the fence? And I'm not getting caught up in none of that bullshit with y'all. That's y'all shit. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I told you what it was, where I stood on the situation from the beginning. So don't ask me to do this shit. Don't ask me to do that. Don't ask me shit. You do it. Stop trying to put other people in other people's shit.
Stop trying to put other people in other people's shit.
Stop trying to put other people in other people's shit.
There's karma involved in certain situations. I'm not getting involved in nobody else's shit.
There's karma involved in certain situations. I'm not getting involved in nobody else's shit.
There's karma involved in certain situations. I'm not getting involved in nobody else's shit.
Okay? Niggas got missions. I'm not getting involved in interrupting somebody's mission.
Niggas got missions. I'm not getting involved in interrupting somebody's mission.
Niggas got missions. I'm not getting involved in interrupting somebody's mission.
Y'all should be able to discern what's really going on. And if you can't discern, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your shit that you gotta deal with. Let's get them likes up. Let's get those likes up. Okay? Now, okay, here, let me see. Cosmic royalty. What? I ain't got time for your stupid shit. Let me go ahead and get your ass right on up out of here. Goodbye. Ain't got time for stupid shit. Let the mages be in here watching. That's cosmic. No, what's she talking about? She ain't talking about nothing because let me explain something to y'all about how this works. You gotta, this is what I'm talking about cloud chasers. This is what I'm talking about how people just come out and say shit. I don't know none of y'all. Can't none of you niggas on here say you personally know ISIS. Can't none of y'all say that. So when people come out and they say shit, they're cloud chasing. I ain't got time for that shit.
You got, this is what I'm talking about cloud chasers. This is what I'm talking about how people just come out and say shit. I don't know none of y'all. Can't none of you niggas on here say you personally know ISIS. Can't none of y'all say that. So when people come out and they say shit, they're cloud chasing. I ain't got time for that shit.
You gotta, this is what I'm talking about cloud chasers. This is what I'm talking about how people just come out and say shit. I don't know none of y'all. Can't none of you niggas on here say you personally know ISIS. Can't none of y'all say that. So when people come out and they say shit, they're cloud chasing. I ain't got time for that shit.
You damn right I worked with Waka Flocka about fucking 10 years ago. I was doing his damn marketing. And what? Y'all got to stop with the stupid young ass shit. I ain't got time for this shit. Niggas want to bring up, yeah, when you was in the music business, you did this. Shut the fuck up. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there and let y'all know what the real deal is about my stance, and this is where I'm at. Y'all niggas act like a person can't live a life and be conscious. some of the most conscious niggas I know is actually in the music business. That's what y'all don't know, okay? Some of the most conscious niggas I know are in the music business. One thing I'm not gonna do is let no little weak niggas come in and try to assassinate my character. That's what's not gonna happen. Especially when you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I don't know you. And that goes for any other weak ass clout chaser out here. And let me just say one more thing. A man that's got a woman in her mouth every time he does a live is a bitch. Keep her name out your fucking mouth. You got a man running around her gossiping and shit, crying like a little bitch, crying and shit. Shut the fuck up before I really expose your motherfucking fat ass. Shit. Niggas get mad. You know why niggas get mad? Because when you talk about shit that they didn't know about, they get upset. When you don't do collabs with niggas, they get upset. When you don't acknowledge niggas on your shit, they get upset. You know how many people I've got mad that want to come in and holler at me? I holler at you when I'm ready to holler at you. They be envious as hell. They be envious when it's too real. You're supposed to stand up and be the priest that you are, and if you got an issue, you contact that person. You don't talk shit about them and do interviews and shit like that with them on fucking YouTube. Fuck out of here. I would never send any of my godchildren to that priest, because I would be too scared that that priest would cause harm to my godchild. I would never do that. And another priest has no business talking about another priest, but they don't know what the fuck is going on. My name is Ifapawole. Y'all know me as Isis Wisdom. My name is Ifapawole, okay? That's my name. Let me get it spelled out even to you further. My name is Chief Ifapawole. You got a problem? Come holler at me.
Seeing your kids try to sneak somebody in the household. Come on now. Who y'all fooling? Who y'all fooling? Kids do lie. Kids do lie. And kids lie for their parents as well because they love their parents. You know, they don't want nothing to happen to their parents. So they're going to protect their parents. So yes, you're going to have children that's going to lie for their parents as well. You know, they don't want nothing to happen to their parents. So they're going to protect their parents. So yes, you're going to have children that's going to lie for their parents as well.
You know, they don't want nothing to happen to their parents. So they're going to protect their parents. So yes, you're going to have children that's going to lie for their parents as well.
You know? But my request is you guys to really do your research on the baby mother. You know, so miss me with all the, he's a predator and, kids don't lie. So he's not a motherfucking pedophile. And I'm right there. He don't need to touch no fucking kids. He get pussy thrown at him all fucking day. Grown pussy. Married pussy. So how about y'all goddesses get y'all mother the, instance in control? So he's not a motherfucking pedophile. And I'm right there. He don't need to touch no fucking kids. He get pussy thrown at him all fucking day. Grown pussy. Married pussy. So how about y'all goddesses get y'all mother the, instance in control?
So he's not a motherfucking pedophile. And I'm right there. He don't need to touch no fucking kids. He get pussy thrown at him all fucking day. Grown pussy. Married pussy. So how about y'all goddesses get y'all mother the instance in control?
Because my husband was never with our daughters by himself. Never. Because my husband was never with our daughters by himself. Never.
Because my husband was never with our daughters by himself. Never.
So you got some explaining to do. Why the fuck did you leave your child with a grown ass and you was not there? So you got some explaining to do. Why the fuck did you leave your child with a grown ass and you was not there?
So you got some explaining to do. Why the fuck did you leave your child with a grown ass and you was not there?
No, we gotta blame the mothers.
No, we gotta blame the mothers.
There's no reason why your child should be alone with your daughter nor son. There's no reason why your child should be alone with your daughter nor son.
There's no reason why your child should be alone with your daughter nor son.
I have been a victim, and I know how it feels, and that shit don't feel fucking good. I have been a victim, and I know how it feels, and that shit don't feel fucking good.
I have been a victim, and I know how it feels, and that shit don't feel fucking good.
And the sad part about it is, I wasn't believed.
And the sad part about it is, I wasn't believed.
So I'm very aware of what a predator looks like and acts. First of all, they're not just gonna ask you to touch them there. No, they're gonna go all the fucking way. So I'm very aware of what a predator looks like and acts. First of all, they're not just gonna ask you to touch them there. No, they're gonna go all the fucking way.
So I'm very aware of what a predator looks like and acts. First of all, they're not just gonna ask you to touch them there. No, they're gonna go all the fucking way.
They're gonna say slick shit to you. You know, they're gonna start whispering in your ear. You know, it's so many signs to know when you're around a pedophile. And Rashad Jamal is not one of them. And y'all don't have to believe me. It doesn't matter, because this is not your life. This is me and his life and our family. So you don't have to believe anything I'm saying. And that's your free will. And that's okay. But one thing about it is I know how to protect my children. And maybe y'all need to do the same. But one thing about it is I know how to protect my children. And maybe y'all need to do the same.
But one thing about it is I know how to protect my children. And maybe y'all need to do the same.
Start paying attention to your children. Stop leaving your children with people that you don't know. Start paying attention to your children. Stop leaving your children with people that you don't know.
Start paying attention to your children. Stop leaving your children with people that you don't know.
How about that? Take some responsibility. How about that? Take some responsibility.
How about that? Take some responsibility.
And as you can see, my husband took us everywhere. He didn't leave us home by himself. You never seen him just driving with the girls. I was always there. You know, like I said, I was a victim, and I made sure I was never going to allow anybody who I dated to touch my children. You can't get shit past me anyway. Even if you want to try to hide some shit, I'm on your ass. You know, but if y'all want, if that makes you feel better, calling him whatever you want to call him, go right along. If that makes you feel better. But one thing I know, he is not that. He's never been that. You know, so. You know, miss me with the negative shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time for that. We don't have time for the false news, the false media. But we're definitely blessed over here. Like I said, the thing that you could do to help is continue to spread awareness. Like I said, I have not spoken to him since January 25th, which will be 10 days from today. Like back in the day when your mama used to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. You know, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something nice to say and uplifting, feel free. No, he's not in general population. He's not going to be in population. If that was the case, he would have been in population. He was never in population in Barrow County. He was only out 30 minutes a day. Then when he got transferred to Georgia Diagnostic Prison, he was under 24-hour surveillance and 24-hour lockdown. He did not leave that room for the whole 5 months he was there. He was not allowed, even though he's supposed to have an hour to go to the yard. He was not even getting an hour to go to the yard. So for y'all to think that they're going to put him in population, you need to think again. No, they're not going to put him in population. Do you know why they're not going to put him in population? They're not going to put him in population because either one, someone could harm them, and they don't want any more attention to their prison. Second of all, they don't want him to be gathering all the gods together and in them higher selves. They want them to continue to be masculine. They still want them to be enraged and chaos so they can hurt one another, because you know what that does? That continues to make more money for them. I'm stupid to be with him. I know I'm going to hear all the crazy criticism about me, and that's, you know what, it's okay because y'all don't know me, and that's okay. You know, you can criticize me, but at the same time, I'm still blessed. I don't want for nothing. Bills paid, whatever I want, he gives it to me.
You know, you can criticize me, but at the same time, I'm still blessed. I don't want for nothing. Bills paid, whatever I want, he gives it to me.
You know, you can criticize me, but at the same time, I'm still blessed. I don't want for nothing. Bills paid, whatever I want, he gives it to me.
Our daughters are fine, whatever they need, they protected. They've never been harmed, hurt, or put in danger around him, or has been done to them.
Our daughters are fine, whatever they need, they protected. They've never been harmed, hurt, or put in danger around him, or has been done to them.
Our daughters are fine, whatever they need, they protected. They've never been harmed, hurt, or put in danger around him, or has been done to them.
One thing about it, I'll always protect my children. I never left my children by themselves with him. Never was doing that. So once again, if you guys want to know what you could do, you could definitely write him, encouraging and positive letters, where you can donate if you want to support.
I don't want for nothing. Bills paid, whatever I want, he gives it to me.
I don't want for nothing. Bills paid, whatever I want, he gives it to me.
You can continue to spread the message. You can continue to do mass meditations. Just keep us lifted. You know, that's really what we are asking for. We don't ask for much. But if you do want to help and you do want to support, you could definitely write him a letter. And once again, please don't take it personal. If he does not write you back, please don't take it personal. I know this is probably going to be all over TikTok and YouTube and everything else, and I guess I'll just have to deal with the criticism. Once again, it's sad to have to hear so much negative stuff about you when nobody really knows you personally. Y'all don't know me personally. Y'all don't know Rashad Jamal personally. Just because someone gets on here and you see them on live and we give y'all a glimpse to what our life is, doesn't mean that you honestly know who we really are.
Nobody really knows you personally. Y'all don't know me personally. Y'all don't know Rashad Jamal personally. Just because someone gets on here and you see them on live and we give y'all a glimpse to what our life is, doesn't mean that you honestly know who we really are.
Nobody really knows you personally. Y'all don't know me personally. Y'all don't know Rashad Jamal personally. Just because someone gets on here and you see them on live and we give y'all a glimpse to what our life is, doesn't mean that you honestly know who we really are.
But I'm going to continue to stay positive. I'm going to continue to stay strong and support him.
A few moments later.
And from my understanding, it was a goddess on there that said she knows them personally. And that they said that the goddess had already been spiritual. But her boyfriend, I guess, took some of my husband's teachings and added his own little twists and turns to it. And they decided to go to Mexico. And far as my understanding, the only spiritual person that I know that has a platform that's in Mexico is Ice's Wisdom. So,
and from my understanding, it was a goddess on there that said she knows them personally. And that they said that the goddess had already been spiritual. But her boyfriend, I guess, took some of my husband's teachings and added his own little twists and turns to it. And they decided to go to Mexico. And far as my understanding, the only spiritual person that I know that has a platform that's in Mexico is Ice's Wisdom. So,
and from my understanding, it was a goddess on there that said she knows them personally. And that they said that the goddess had already been spiritual. But her boyfriend, I guess, took some of my husband's teachings and added his own little twists and turns to it. And they decided to go to Mexico. And far as my understanding, the only spiritual person that I know that has a platform that's in Mexico is Ice's Wisdom. So,
I got a lot of people in my inbox. People I ain't never heard of, calling me frauds, saying I don't know what I'm talking about, but they ain't check name receipt, right? So we got opposition. We got people that done had opportunities to try to get Malachi York out of prison, and all they did was sit around and twiddle their motherfucking thumbs.
we got people that done had opportunities to try to get Malachi York out of prison, and all they did was sit around and twiddle their motherfucking thumbs.
We got people that done had opportunities to try to get Malachi York out of prison, and all they did was sit around and twiddle their motherfucking thumbs.
Scratch their ass, and he's still in there. He should have been out years ago.
Scratch their ass, and he's still in there. He should have been out years ago.
Scratch their ass, and he's still in there. He should have been out years ago.
But didn't nobody perform the function according to the traditional cultures of the land? My number one question is, if I don't know what I'm doing and you don't know what I'm doing, then we fuck. But if I know what I'm doing and you don't know what I'm doing, you probably should sit your ass down and mind your motherfucking business. See, my thing is this. Everything I done said to this point, I done gave the receipts for. From the conversation with the Moors about the war conjure and the ones that look like us going into amnesia with us to figure out who's who and separate the wheat from the motherfucking chaff. A lot of people keep sending me phase one's information saying, phase talk about you this, he talking about you that. Listen. Phase 1 is a Malachi Z. York frontline soldier. So if he don't understand what I'm doing, and I ain't had an opportunity to have a conversation with him, and if he's still riding for Malachi, I'm not gonna say nothing.
And if he's still riding for Malachi, I'm not gonna say nothing.
And if he's still riding for Malachi, I'm not gonna say nothing.
As long as he don't switch up and start trying to figure out somebody else to support because he don't want to support Malachi, then I'm good. As long as he stay pushing his agenda to free Malachi York,
then I'm good. As long as he stay pushing his agenda to free Malachi York,
then I'm good. As long as he stay pushing his agenda to free Malachi York,
I'm all in. I'm with that. I can take the verbal slander for the ones who don't know. I'm strong enough to take that shit. I'm not gonna get offended if you're standing in a position of right. Even if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm not gonna get offended. I'm only gonna get offended if you know what I'm doing and you consciously and willfully interfering. Like the bitch Ice's wisdom. She was consciously, willfully interfering with my fight for my chief, Larry Hoover. Now, the chief Malachi Kobina York, that's a whole nother chief of another clan.
The chief Malachi Kobina York, that's a whole nother chief of another clan.
The chief Malachi Kobina York, that's a whole nother chief of another clan.
And I'm gonna fight for him just like his name is Larry Hoover.
And I'm gonna fight for him just like his name is Larry Hoover.
And I'm gonna fight for him just like his name is Larry Hoover.
Jeff Ford, aka Chief Malik Angel Bay. If y'all don't know who he is, he's the chief for the Peace Stone Nation, and I'm gonna fight for him the same way I'm gonna fight for Larry and Malachi. If y'all don't know who H. Rap Brown was in the 60s and 70s, he's a Sunni Muslim, Imam Abu Jamal Al-Amin. I'm gonna fight for him the same way I'm fighting for Larry, the same way I fight for Malachi, the same way I fight for Angel Bay.
The same way I'm fighting for Larry, the same way I fight for Malachi, the same way I fight for Angel Bay.
The same way I'm fighting for Larry, the same way I fight for Malachi, the same way I fight for Angel Bay.
If y'all don't know who is supposed to get the work done, you can't say that the person doing the work is not the one who's supposed to be doing it, only by the sheer fact that the work is being performed. The receipts are being produced, and it's all being done according to the oral tribal traditions of reclaiming the land.
The receipts are being produced, and it's all being done according to the oral tribal traditions of reclaiming the land.
The receipts are being produced, and it's all being done according to the oral tribal traditions of reclaiming the land,
using what's called the redemption process and the indemnity rights. The indemnity rights is the hereditary position of the heirs on the land to receive custody of the land from invaders. We was invaded, we was waged war against, we fought back, we fought to a different phase of warfare. War don't always stay bullets and bloodshed. Sometimes it end up in backwoods ceremonies around the open fire at 3 a.m.
War don't always stay bullets and bloodshed. Sometimes it end up in backwoods ceremonies around the open fire at 3 a.m.
War don't always stay bullets and bloodshed. Sometimes it end up in backwoods ceremonies around the open fire at 3 a.m.
in order to call forth the spiritual forces of the ancestors to align certain energies to help you and win the war. You can't win no motherfucking war if you don't know strategy. You can't win no war if you don't know who your team is, because you're going to always be fighting each other. This is why, look, more of these so-called Negroes, these motherfuckers that look like us, is coming in opposition to me saying free Malachi with the paperwork.
These motherfuckers that look like us is coming in opposition to me saying free Malachi with the paperwork.
These motherfuckers that look like us is coming in opposition to me saying free Malachi with the paperwork.
And Paleface is pushing the motherfucking liberation of Malachi and supporting me in my inbox. Paleface is more adamant right now with release Malachi than half of the motherfuckers that look like us.
And Paleface is pushing the motherfucking liberation of Malachi and supporting me in my inbox. Paleface is more adamant right now with release Malachi than half of the motherfuckers that look like us.
And Paleface is pushing the motherfucking liberation of Malachi and supporting me in my inbox. Paleface is more adamant right now with release Malachi than half of the motherfuckers that look like us.
And they want me to not like Paleface, and it's niggas that's doing nigga ass shit trying to interfere with the process. Everybody done had time, sufficient time. Malachi been locked up 20-something years. Ain't nobody never before me read his release papers to the public.
And Paleface is pushing the motherfucking liberation of Malachi and supporting me in my inbox. Paleface is more adamant right now with release Malachi than half of the motherfuckers that look like us.
And Paleface is pushing the motherfucking liberation of Malachi and supporting me in my inbox. Paleface is more adamant right now with release Malachi than half of the motherfuckers that look like us.
That don't make me better than nobody. I want to know why ain't nobody else done it first. Why y'all not following the oral tradition of the tribes by putting his release documents into the public domain? Apparently it's above somebody's pay grade because they don't have access to the information. The door not open to the motherfucker who haven't worked his way up to the platform. So now you seeing the receipts receipting.
So now you seeing the receipts receipting.
So now you seeing the receipts receipting.
The math is mathing. Liberation is at hand, and you got niggas that look like us, these goddamn black devils, that's throwing monkey wrenches in the program, and they haven't done nothing in the entire time Malachi been locked up to get him out. I had to go on a whole 5-year campaign of building a reputation of dropping receipts. So you don't have to depend on nothing Rod Hayes say. Don't argue with Rod Hayes, argue with these motherfucking receipts. If you don't have a loyal title, everybody want to be the one that got the information, but don't nobody want to do the work. They all want to be in the #1 position, but they don't want to do what it takes to get put in the #1 position. Remember, many called, few are chosen.
But don't nobody want to do the work. They all want to be in the #1 position, but they don't want to do what it takes to get put in the #1 position. Remember, many call, few are chosen.
But don't nobody want to do the work. They all want to be in the #1 position, but they don't want to do what it takes to get put in the #1 position. Remember, many call, few are chosen.
The few chosen ones is literally only a few. So if they don't know what I'm doing, or they don't like what I'm doing, I got a spoiler for them. You can't stop what's coming. This shit can't be stopped. Malachi will walk the streets.
I got a spoiler for him. You can't stop what's coming. This shit can't be stopped. Malachi will walk the streets.
I got a spoiler for him. You can't stop what's coming. This shit can't be stopped. Malachi will walk the streets.
Soon.
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 And he ain't gonna be by himself. Ain't none of these motherfuckers have produced a loyal title to the land. Nobody has explained to y'all the redemption process while we redeeming what's rightfully ours. Everybody think that we trying to take over somebody else's shit. This our shit. We not trying to take over. We already had a blueprint to reclaim what was rightfully ours if we follow the steps the ancestors laid. Apparently, the ones that's naysayers and haters of Rod Hayes have no fucking clue what their ancestors said.
The ones that's naysayers and haters of Rod Hayes have no fucking clue what their ancestors said.
The ones that's naysayers and haters of Rod Hayes have no fucking clue what their ancestors said.
I got some bitch from Mississippi with a beard talking down on the Empress and talking down on me, and she ain't producing nothing. Can't no motherfucker that's non-productive interfere with the productive, because it's not gonna never balance out. That fish good. So I done had calls from France, I done had calls from England, I done had calls from some places in Europe that I can't pronounce. I done had people reach out from Australia, New Zealand, from the Tongan Islands, from the Samoa Islands, from the Hawaiian Islands, from the South Pacific. All these people is saying, we appreciate you producing the Queen Mother, the widow, for the world to see the matriarch is reclaiming her rightful place among the tribes and nations of the earth. I'm not in this shit for no money. See, y'all think because people with gratitude ask for my cash app, that mean I'm in this shit for some money. All you motherfuckers that don't really know, I don't do this for money. The knowledge I give away for free, you motherfuckers won't even come get, because y'all too busy trying to tear somebody down rather than build your own self up, right? So if you can't build yourself up, you're not qualified to tear me down. You do not have the necessary equipment to remove me from my position, to shake my foundation and make me not do what I'm already doing.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you have asked questions about why I chose to do this live. First and foremost, let me explain something to you. I chose to do this live because I can. I chose to do this live because this young woman didn't have a platform to speak. I chose to do this live because I vetted her before I decided to bring her on board.
I chose to do this live because I vetted her before I decided to bring her on board.
I chose to do this live because I vetted her before I decided to bring her on board.
I am a retired investigative hip-hop journalist. I worked in the music business, yes. This is one of the things I did when I first came in the game. The title of my magazine was called We're on the Streets. Then I created another magazine called I Am Hip Hop. So I want you guys to be clear that I have a background in journalism. I also have a background in radio. So I want you to be clear For those who know me, I'm going to vet. For those who don't know me, I'm going to vet. I'm not going to come out here half-assed and put my reputation on the line. I'm coming with receipts. And I want you to be clear. Now, some of you may have a problem because of the issues that Rod Hayes has with me. I want you to go look up the receipts yourself on YouTube. And I want you to go see how many times this man has kept my name in his mouth for the last 3 years. But this is a little bit different because I feel like this issue is deeper than just myself and Rod Hayes. This issue that I'm bringing to light and the time period that I'm bringing it in is because we as a community has allowed these things to take place for so long. Even when you see a man become abusive towards a woman, you're okay with that. Even whenever you hear about assault and sexual assault against a woman, you're okay with that. There's a lot of us within our community that suffer from sexual assault, and a lot of you are not healed. A lot of you are triggered. And some of the things this young lady is going to talk about tonight is probably going to trigger some of y'all. Further, there's also a lot of y'all within the community that actually participates in sexual assaulting women. I'm going to call it out for what it is. The brother right now is trying to do a live on Instagram to counteract what it is that I have to say. It's not going to work. I want you to be clear. Nothing that's going to happen today is what's going to happen today. There's going to be a lot of exposure within this community. I want you to be clear. It starts here. It starts here. But it's time now that we begin to start holding everybody accountable. You have got to start critically thinking. You have to be able to discern. And you cannot discern from here. You can discern from here. The heart space. Your ability to be able to feel. And when you're operating from an unhealed state, you can't discern properly. Now, as of right now, a lot of you are probably feeling energy coming over your body right now because your angelic courts and your ancestors are currently present and they're cleaning you off right now. Now, you have individuals out here that are calling me so phony, baby, go heal. So I'm giving this young lady a platform. This community has taken the word of one person without a lick of proof of anything that he's ever said. Not a single piece of proof. Where's the receipts? Go on YouTube and Google Isis Wisdom and Rod Hayes and see how many times the Rod Hayes has went on me for the last 3 years without me saying a single word. Because when I show y'all the proof I'm about to show y'all, your face is going to fall on the floor. So you understand who set up Rashad Jamal. And you're going to hear it from the person's own mouth.
Because when I show y'all the proof I'm about to show y'all, your face is going to fall on the floor. So you understand who set up Rashad Jamal. And you're going to hear it from the person's own mouth.
Because when I show y'all the proof I'm about to show y'all, your face is going to fall on the floor. So you understand who set up Rashad Jamal. And you're going to hear it from the person's own mouth.
I'm actually going to play the video. And you're going to hear it from the person's own mouth. So a lot of y'all are going to be feeling real crazy tonight. Real crazy. It's not about getting you guys to feel crazy. What it's about is to get you guys to challenge. I'm challenging you all to learn how to discern. Feel the energy.
What it's about is to get you guys to challenge. I'm challenging you all to learn how to discern. Feel the energy.
What it's about is to get you guys to challenge. I'm challenging you all to learn how to discern. Feel the energy.
What is the issue with Rod Hayes towards me? I'm going to tell you at the end of this interview what the real issue is. I am going to expose him in the worst way possible. And you're going to understand why this man had an issue with me, why he went out his way to try to do damage control on Instagram. While all this stuff was going on, you're going to have a clear understanding about why this man decided to come at me. And it's crazy because as I was putting pieces of the puzzle together to figure out who this man really was, unbelievable. Now, let me tell y'all young folks, because y'all don't know. I met Rod Hayes 3 years ago. Someone sent a video of him to my Telegram channel. And I heard the video, and I like what he had to say. Rod Hayes wasn't tied into this community yet. I was the one who gave him an actual chance.
And I heard the video, and I like what he had to say. Rod Hayes wasn't tied into this community yet. I was the one who gave him an actual chance.
And I heard the video, and I like what he had to say. Rod Hayes wasn't tied into this community yet. I was the one who gave him an actual chance.
And I interviewed him on my platform, on my Telegram channel, when I had 18,000 followers at that time. So that's how it started. Now, let me go further. I put this nigga on. Rod Hayes was getting his information from 3 women that practice witchcraft, that were giving him all his information and telling him things. They were vying for position. Now, what this man went and did is he turned on me. When I reached out to him, when I called the brother back, all of a sudden he wasn't taking phone calls. All of a sudden he wasn't returning text messages. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Next thing you know, this dude is going in on me on Instagram and every other platform as soon as a few known people started putting him on their platforms. And this man comes out and starts talking about me and making things up and telling people that I set somebody up and I didn't have anything to do with it. So I'm not going to allow anyone to defame my character. And make sure you are clear when I tell you that lawsuit is coming for defamation. And I'm going to tell you something else that was told to me by my guys. And you better hear me when I tell you this. You are guilty by association. Anybody siding with that energy, with the karma and the retribution that's coming to that brother, you're going to go right along with him. So you better be clear about what side of the fence you're on as we are dealing in this split. Because I'm going to explain something to you. Only an op will create division within your community. Only an op will go after a woman for 3 straight years. Only an op would do that. But I didn't come here to play no games with y'all tonight. I'm going to let y'all know right now. I had enough of this man's bullying. I had enough of this man's lies. I had enough of this man's disgusting ass ways. And there are certain individuals that knew this man was attacking me. And they put this individual on their platforms. So now I have to question their asses because they knew that's what he was doing. And that one time that they ever checked this brother. See, a divine masculine is going to check fuckery when they see it. That's what a divine masculine is going to do. A masculine is going to cower and pretend like they don't see nothing. And I'm going to call you niggas out because you should have known better. Period. Now, from here, I'm going to let this young lady come out here and speak her truth. You don't have to like it, but she's going to speak it. I don't care what none of y'all have to say. She's going to speak her truth because nobody would give her the platform. And I had a big enough platform for this young lady to come out here and talk her stuff. So without further ado, Tiara Ellie.
Peace, goddess. Much gratitude.
Thank you. And I'm sorry y'all had to feel these flames coming for your asses, but I'm not playing with y'all today. Don't play with mama. You don't disrespect me.
And I'm sorry y'all had to feel these flames coming for your asses, but I'm not playing with y'all today. Don't play with mama. You don't disrespect me.
And I'm sorry y'all had to feel these flames coming for your asses, but I'm not playing with y'all today. Don't play with mama. You don't disrespect me.
Now, baby, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, let's talk about a little bit about who you are and what you do. Who are you?
I am Tiara Ellie. People know me as Real Talk with Ellie, Sovereign Empress. I'm here to help. That was what I came around to do. My background as a kid growing up in entertainment, my family in politics and religion, so that y'all know that's tied together. And that's just the way I grew up. Support Black businesses, go to Black events, go to these African events, go to these spiritual events, go to see the prophet, the prophetess. That's what I grew up doing. And entertainment, modeling, doing other things like performing in different ways. I make music. And yeah, that's where I came from. Started doing YouTube as a teenager. Then I got into the business field of real estate. And so people were saying they wanted to go off grid, and I thought I could assist with that and help people find properties so they could grow their own food and stop living in constructed housing and, do van life, stuff like that. That's what I do, and that's what I came here for.
Okay, I kind of want to give people a roundabout feel for how you even met Rod Hayes. How this even came about. Can you tell me that?
So a lot of people know I used to work for Rashad Jamal and be around him and his family, and people would see us doing live streams a lot even before we met in person. So Rod Hayes told some people, I want to go live with Ellie. And I was associated with this one particular individual, Young Kai, who's rather close with Rodney Hayes. And so they were both talking. This other person sent me a DM, was like, Rod wants to go live with you. So I started going live with him on Instagram after that point. And we did 2 collaborations on my Instagram. And one of them I posted on YouTube, where we were talking about Black history.
Okay. Now, there were rumors that I had heard that you were supposed to be Rashad Jamal's next wife.
Okay. Now, there were rumors that I had heard that you were supposed to be Rashad Jamal's next wife.
Okay. Now, there were rumors that I had heard that you were supposed to be Rashad Jamal's next wife.
Is this true?
He did ask me to be his wife.
Okay. And how long was you in that situation?
If we're going to count the months up until it was roughly April when things completely ended. That was when he had his live show. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 7 months, that was when that situation was going on up until things got completely cut off in April.
Okay, now at the time that you were speaking with Rod Hayes, was you still in this situation with Rashad Jamal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now at the time that you were speaking with Rod Hayes, was you still in this situation with Rashad Jamal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now at the time that you were speaking with Rod Hayes, was you still in this situation with Rashad Jamal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to make sure the timelines are clear. So Rashad Jamal and Rod Hayes Were they cool?
At the time, yeah.
Okay. And was Rod Hayes cool with any other family members besides Rashad Jamal?
In Rashad's family, what Rashad would do is he would share different platforms with his mother, probably other relatives, but I know specifically his mother. So that included Remedy H and Rod Hayes. And Rashad's mom let me know I found Ellie on YouTube with Rod Hayes.
Okay. So then how did you meet Rod Hayes? How did that whole thing even come together? How did you even meet this man? Did somebody link that up, or how
So
did that
meeting in person, I was helping with Rashad's case, and so after he had been locked up for a minute, after I'd already helped with announcing things and speaking with people in the DMs, helping people to get things together like character reference letters, sending out the address and everything for people to set up communication at the jail. After I'd already helped with those things, Rodney called me, and this is what he said. He said, "I'm gonna get you." And I said, "Huh?" He was like, "I'm gonna get you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, I'm here to help, if you need anything. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "The people around you aren't going to treat you well." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" And basically he made it seem as if it was an intuitive message. He didn't specifically say Big Mama said this, or at least I don't recall that, but he made it seem like it was like a psychic message that he was looking into my future, stating that the people around me weren't going to treat me well. So I took that in. One of the goddesses I was around, I told her what he said. And so after that period of time,
what goddess was that?
I usually refrain from talking about her because she's way younger, but I used to call her Kay at the time.
Okay.
So I told her that we didn't really like have a deep conversation about it because it was shocking to myself, of course, and I couldn't imagine what she was thinking because it's like we're all vibing, we're all chilling. Why would he say that? That's all I can assume. So,
and this is at the time, I'm gonna make sure we're clear. This is at the time while you're still technically in a relationship with Rashad Jamal and his wife. No. Okay, so you wasn't in a relationship with them at that time. So what was it? You were still living with them? What was the situation?
I was no longer living with them or communicating with the family, at least not as much as I was, because I was only involved pretty much for court stuff, and then sometimes I would talk to the kids, sometimes. But I'd already been fired from the university.
Who fired you?
Rashad did.
Okay.
And I was told that basically how it came off in the conversation, Rashad was like, "Oh, you thought you were my second wife?" As if it was like a thing of all this other stuff never happened. And so then we had another private conversation. I was part of a group conversation we were having with the people that were working with him, people I was around. So I was in Atlanta at the time, but I was not living with them at their home at that period of time. So that was part of the group conversation where he says, "Oh, you thought you were my second wife?" And I was like, okay. Then we had a private conversation after that, and that was the day of his live show event. So that was why I still showed up, even though I was fired and I was uninvited initially because people were relying on me and he believed what they were saying over what I was saying. But once we talked individually, then I got re-invited to the show.
Okay, so basically you had some people around you that was lying about the situation to him, and then y'all had to have a private conversation to clear the air, and after y'all had the private conversation to clear the air, then y'all was able to get back on good terms.
Yeah, me and him specifically, so it was no more romantic stuff and it was no more job opportunity sort of thing. So that happened, and then he gets locked up. So by the time I go live with his wife, he requested for her to do that. I was not getting paid, and there was no family ties. I was doing it out of the kindness of my heart.
Okay. Now, I noticed that you had posted on your Instagram that you were suing her. Is this correct?
That's true.
And why are you suing her?
I'm suing her for many different reasons. For one thing, defamation of character. Now, she never spoke completely out loud in public against me. However, there's enough evidence where I'm going to subpoena Meta. So Instagram DMs, Instagram messages, Instagram posts, previous archived live streams, I'm getting that information where she was spreading narratives to people in their private conversations to where then they out loud spoke against me. So she prompted them to speak publicly about me in a negative way. So it was that. Also, she threatened me with her own lawsuit for defamation of character, which I never said anything about her or Rashad to anybody in a negative way. She recently spoke to me earlier this week on Sunday, which I did post on my channel as well, where she apologizes for what she did because she said that she put the lawsuit out on me to basically silence me. She heard that I deleted a live stream where I said that she and Rashad were basically holding me captive at their home. I never did a live stream and said that. So she sent me a lawsuit threat because of a rumor that she heard, along with the fact that I sent her an email. I sent her an email and I said, shut the fuck up, because I heard that she was being rude to other people. And the only reason I took their word for it is because it lines up with exactly what happened with me. The exact same timeline. People were helping. They were assisting in whatever way possible. They were communicating, everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, she becomes rude to them. She starts cussing them out, and then they get blocked or whatever sort of miscommunication or excommunication happens. So I sent her a private email, which is not defamation of character. That's not slander. That is, of course, I'm being aggressive when I'm talking to her, but you can't sue anyone because of that. She also threatened to fight me. So I'm suing her for attempt of violence.
Okay, so let me get this straight, just so we're clear. So you're saying that the people that stepped in and chimed in to try to help him, something would happen with these individuals and she would be disrespectful to them, and then all of a sudden things would just go away. Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, wow. Okay, put
so
some things in perspective here.
Yeah, a lot of people will be confused on why I don't talk about the case the way that I was before. This is why. She excommunicated me and she threatened to sue me. So what do I look like continuing to speak on his case when I don't have any updates to give because she's no longer communicating with me and I haven't been able to talk to him directly myself? Nothing has happened. I sent letters, tried to call, all that.
Okay, so then from there, Rod Hayes is communicating to you. He's making passes at you, indirect passes at you and things like that. Did you have a place to stay when you left from their residence? What was your life like when you left from there?
When I was at my friend's house in Atlanta?
When you left from there, what was your life like?
So at my family's home in Memphis is just, my family is not good. They're not good people to be around. And so I knew that I had to remove myself from that environment for my own personal safety, outside of the fact that people who were around, including people who used to work for the university and people who were working with me to buy land, had my address anyway. So if I had continued my lifestyle like normal people would know where I was located, and that just wasn't safe in general.
Okay, so when you left their home, you went to your friend's house in Atlanta.
So I left from their house, Rashad and Zakia's house. I was in Memphis for a good minute. His live show was coming up, so I was already headed to Atlanta. And that was when I started staying with my friend in Atlanta.
Okay, all right. So then at what point did you make the connection to Rod Hayes?
So while I was in Atlanta, I already did the live stream with Zakia about Rashad's case and everything. He calls me, says the people around me aren't going to treat me well. A couple of weeks later, all of us end up having to move out of the house that we were staying in Atlanta. So I already didn't have like a place to go. So we were staying in hotels and stuff at that period of time anyway. So by that time, and like the harassment that was happening with people, I was like, let me just go ahead and call Rod and just like be like, okay, I'm going to take you up on your offer and stuff like that. And that was when he started sending me money for like bus tickets and stuff like that.
Okay, so I want to make sure that we're clear about what was happening to you at this time. So you leave their home, you shoot home. That's not the best environment for you to be in. And then you turn around, you come back to Atlanta, but you're being harassed by people.
Yes.
These people that were harassing you, what were they tied to and why were they harassing you?
Now, as far as specific ties, I don't know. People seem to have their own businesses or whatever they had going on outside of the university, but a lot of people were there because they were going to Rashad's live shows or they were going to his meetups. They were in music videos. Atlanta is where he lived, so a lot of people who were in music videos or just showing up frequently already lived there. So it was kind of like the house I was staying at was like the hangout spot for people. So it'd be like parties and so just like little house parties that we would have where people would just kind of come in the house, but then we had to put a stop to that because people were coming into the home causing division in the home. Specifically, I am suing Brother Anu and his wife Ann because he's one of the people who was doing that. He would believe what other people were saying about me on the internet and come to our home where I was staying at and make other people argue about me.
That seems to be rampant within our community where people just believe what anybody says. It seems to be very rampant. Okay, so you took Rod up on his offer. He sent you money. The money that he sent you, was it enough for you to return? Was it enough for you to go to his place?
Yes.
So you went to Michigan?
I went directly to Chicago with the bus ticket money that he sent me. And then from Chicago, we both traveled on bus from Chicago to Michigan.
So he met you in Chicago?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as you guys are going home to his place in Michigan, did you meet his family? Did you have the opportunity to meet his family?
Yes.
Okay. And was there any other people there around at the time when you were there?
Yes.
Okay. Were there teenagers there?
Sometimes.
Okay. Were these teenage girls?
No.
Teenage boys?
Teenage boys at his house, yes.
Okay. Now, there's teenagers there hanging at the house. Are these relatives of his or are these friends? Who are these teenagers?
Now, the teenagers, I don't know directly. However, I do know that some of them were like neighborhood boys. So he would just like, type of stuff like cut the grass or feed the dogs, like little things. I wasn't zeroed in to know specifically what they were doing, but it would be stuff like that, things of that nature.
Okay, so how long did you stay with Rod Hayes?
Roughly a month, 3 weeks, just about.
Okay, and so what was y'all's relationship like when you first got there that led up to the incident?
I'll be honest, how I am as an individual, and like I said, the way I grew up, I'm just used to guys flirting with me. So when he showed interest initially, I didn't pay any attention to it because I'm like, guys just do this. He's, you know, an elder, but it's like, I know dudes like what they see. So I let him know from the jump of my head, I'm not here for that. And it seemed like that boundary was going to be okay until it wasn't.
Okay. So let's talk about until it wasn't. What happened?
So me as an individual and people who are genuinely spiritual, and even when you read the Bible for different contexts of what feminine healing is, you can have physical touch with people and it be a reciprocal healing with people. So I'm the type of person where I can share a bed with someone, or I can like just hold them and they can hold me, and then we know what type of energy exchange that is to help one another. So I didn't mind sleeping in the same bed as him. I wasn't minding that at all. It wasn't bothering me because of how I am and how I've been with other people. There's no sexual contact with that. So he was comfortable with it, obviously. And then he started to cross boundaries as far as like touching on me too much. And so I would be like, hey, dude, okay, we're just not going to do this anymore. Like, I get it. The whole, like, the house is filled up. There's no room for me to go to. There's no couch for me to lay on.
Hold on.
And, like,
stop for a minute. Let's talk about that part right there. So how many bedrooms is in the house?
From what I remember, it was roughly 3, and then there's a basement.
Okay. So there's 3 bedrooms and then a basement. And so you're saying, and I want to make sure that my audience is clear about what you're saying. You're saying there wasn't any room besides his bedroom. Did you feel as though that you were set up? Did it seem like a setup to you?
I didn't feel that way until I tried to leave. Well, until I did leave.
What do you mean?
So by the time I tried to, I say tried to leave because once I got to the point of leaving, I was pretty much asked not to leave by his relative.
His relative?
His relative was living on the couch. Well, not living. He was laying on the couch as I had my bags at 4 a.m. And he was like, oh, you sure you don't want to stay? It's late or like it's early. And because my thing is, why are you awake right now anyway?
Okay. So you couldn't even go sleep on the couch because the relative was sleeping on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Then the same relative, does he have a room of his own?
Yes.
Was somebody sleeping in his room?
No.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Did you ever stop to say to the relative, would it be okay if I went and slept in your room?
No.
Okay. Was just something that didn't come to your mind, and you didn't think about it?
The way everything led up, the reason his room was even empty at that period of time, I didn't feel it was safe to.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that was the final night I was there. The last 2 days, within that last 48 hours, that was the previous person who was there. I got kicked out. I tried to sleep on the couch so I could pretty much make my escape easier, honestly. I was already plotting to leave. And he ended up laying on the couch, even though he had his own room. Okay, so pretty much within that last 48 hours of me being there, someone else, I got kicked out of the house. And
right.
I planned to sleep on the couch at that point in time, so I'll have my bags close to me, and I could just make my escape out the front door easier at that period of time. But instead of that happening, the relative was laying on the couch instead of in his room, how he usually does. And so that was when I already started feeling like it was a setup, because I'm like, why would you all of a sudden not sleep in your own room just because these other people had left out of the house?
Okay, and that part made you feel uncomfortable. That's the part where you said, I don't really feel safe. So it felt weird to you. He was getting weird vibes. Okay, now we're gonna get into a little bit more detail about what happened. And this is gonna be a trigger warning for everybody that's listening right now that may have experienced this. But I'm going to allow her to speak her truth. Use discretion because we are on YouTube. But let's talk about what led up to the night of the assault. What happened?
So it was 3 specific incidents that I remember vividly, where the most disturbing one was, this was when I was still okay with laying near him before I started saying things like, okay, I'm going to lay over here and use a different blanket. Okay, I'm going to flip on the other side of the bed, stuff like that. This was when I was still okay with being near him. On one instance, he grabbed my chin and started to move my mouth towards his, thinking I was asleep. So he thought I was asleep, and he started moving my mouth towards his. And at first, he was already kissing on my ear and like on my head and stuff. And so he starts moving my mouth to kiss him. So I'm genuinely like, I know I'm not tweaking. Like, maybe he'll catch his senses and then like stop, but he doesn't. And then he keeps moving my mouth, and his mouth is like right by mine. And then I was like, are you trying to kiss me? And he was like, if you allow me. And I'm like, how can I allow you when you think I'm asleep? And you didn't say anything. You just started moving my body without my consent. So that was a really disturbing incident. And another really disturbing incident was when he starts like rubbing on my back and stuff. And he starts like filling me up a whole lot. He starts groping my chest. And that was when he moved his hand down to my sacral chakra area and started using his hand to touch me and go inside of me. And he was kissing on my back and stuff. But before he started kissing on my back, I said, hey, like I moved his hand out my shorts and I was like, hey, let's like stop before this goes too far. And then he forces himself back on me and starts kissing on my back. So then I got up and I turned the light on and I was like, what are you doing? So that was when I was like, okay, no more laying next to each other. I'm just gonna sleep on the other side of the bed all the way with a different blanket. And then the final incident where I did leave that last night was I was all the way flipped over on the other side of the bed and he grabbed my butt cheek. He grabbed my buttocks, like grabbed it. And I remember this because I was up watching a YouTube video, so I wasn't even asleep to be caught off guard. I was wide awake when this happened. And so I turned on the light. I was like, dude, basically, like, we already talked about this. What are you doing? And he looked at me. He rolled over, looked at me, kind of mugged me, and then just went back to sleep and nothing happened. When all the other incidents, he would get up and talk to me about it. But that time, he just laid back down as if nothing happened.
When you said that he would talk to you about it, what were the things that he was saying to you?
So I would ask him, why did you do that? Because in my head, I'm thinking he's this teacher of the matriarchy and the divine feminine, so he should know better based off of what he's speaking about all the time. And he said, Big Mama said that I must learn more about the female nurture instead of the male nature. That's what he was saying.
Did he ever tell you who Big Mama was? Did he ever show you what Big Mama looked like? And
Yes.
can you describe to my audience who Big Mama is and what Big Mama looked like and was Big Mama an actual spirit?
So I'll answer that last part first. He did not directly say that this is what Big Mama is, but I'm able to use context clues. He told me what an egregore is, and he also posted this on his Instagram. An egregore essentially is a collective groupthink. So once a group of people start to believe in something, you can create your own spirit entity based off of everyone believing in it. And we all know this based on what everyone teaches about as far as religion. So Big Mama is an egregore, and in his room he has a photo of a lady. She looks like a hefty grandma who's carrying a basket, and it's an abstract picture, so it's not the exact proportions of a person. It's more abstract where the part at the top is more narrow where the head is, and then the skirt, the dress skirt that she's wearing is more wide than it generally would be looking at a regular person's body. So that picture is in his room on his mirror, and the bed is parallel to the mirror. He pointed to the picture and said, that's Big Mama.
So that egregore was talking to him and saying things.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything else that you also noticed that definitely caught you off guard?
As far as Big Mama goes?
Yes.
I put together some things intuitively, and it's not the easiest thing to hear. Essentially, Big Mama, the way that the shape of the picture is the shape of a phallus. That's the shape of a male's parts.
So basically, Big Mama's shape looks like a penis, and I'm assuming that her butt area was supposed to be the balls. Or the
now, I didn't see the back part, but I could only assume that.
Okay.
That would make sense.
Okay, so that sounds like phallus worship to me. What is your opinion on that?
I fully believe that, because the very first thing that Rod said to me when the first incident happened was, Big Mama told me I didn't do anything wrong. Now, a true spirit would never tell you that taking advantage of someone in their sleep is not wrong. Only you could listen to your body to say that, because of course, if a guy's horny, he's not going to think he's wrong for acting on that.
Okay. Now, many people would say, Tiara, why did it have to happen 3 times for you to get the message to leave? Now, I want to remind the audience that this girl said that Rod Hayes sent her money to come to where he was. That means you didn't have any money, did you?
Not enough for all that traveling back and forth, no.
Okay. So, did you have money to leave?
Honestly, no. I had to walk to the bus station and ask my family for money.
Okay. So the reason why you stuck around so long was because you felt like you were in a predicament in a situation.
And this is where the spiritual stuff kind of comes in that I didn't talk about too much because it's not provable. Basically, he would use me as an ATM. So he would give me cash and send me money on Cash App and have me pay for things, or like give him money like, hey, I just gave you this and I need this for that. And like have me buy things with the money that he gave me. So I didn't know that was what he was going to continue intending to do. So there was one particular instance where my son's father asked me for assistance with buying my son's school supplies. So I sent my ex-husband $100, and when Ryan asked me about the money I had, I told him how much I had on my account. He was like, that's all you got? And I'm looking at him like, you're giving me money? I didn't think that you were pocket watching what I had, and you're not going to monitor what I'm using my money for? And you're not going to, like, but I don't know. And then when I say it's spiritual, a lot of people know I have my own online business, so I would focus on doing things for my business. But when I'm in situations that are not good for me, my money slows down. I make either $0 or just enough to make it to keep my business overhead going so I don't lose certain things. And when that type of stuff was happening, I even had to ask him for help on my phone bill. So when stuff like that was going on, I knew I was in a really bad situation. So that was how I was able to figure out, okay, I gotta go. I gotta plan my escape.
Okay. So on the day that you left, what happened?
On the day that I left, we had set plans for me to get a rental car in my name because Rashad does not have an ID. He does not have a driver's license. So he would not be able to get a car on his own. Okay. So his sister was assisting financially, and I was going to use my license to get the rental car so we could drive to Memphis. My plan to Memphis, and I'll be honest with you, was we're going to drive to Memphis, and I was going to leave him at whatever hotel he picked, and I was going to just go home. I was going to get a ride and go back home. It's like, he got the car. I'll fix my credit another time. I don't care. That's how I was planning to do it at first. It couldn't even get that far.
Why?
After the next assault happened, I was like, I don't think I'm even going to be safe enough to make it, because also when that person got kicked out, I had to take out my knife because the relative that was kicking out the other person in the home was saying, you better be glad Rod's here. You better be glad that my other relative is here right now. So I went ahead and took my knife out and locked the door just in case anything popped off, because the person that was getting kicked out was bringing me up in the conversation as if I mattered, and I didn't. So I went ahead and locked the door and took my knife out, and Rodney saw my knife. So he took that as a direct threat, but I mean, at the same time, you know, I did want to use my knife when that last situation happened, but listened to my own guides and they said, just leave. So I just left.
Okay. And at that point, you was able to call your family. They sent you some money. You was able to catch the bus home. He didn't try to come after you or anything like that during that time period?
Now that I don't know. I couldn't answer that question.
So then when did the threat start? When did this man start threatening you?
I don't recall him threatening me. I don't recall him threatening me directly. It was just his followers harassing me once I shared my story.
Okay, so his followers were harassing you, and his followers were getting at you because you shared your story about what happened to you.
Yes.
Okay, now let me pull something up here. Give me a second. Because you posted this on Facebook, correct?
Yes.
Or was it Instagram?
It was Facebook first.
Okay. And I'm going to read y'all something out loud from Tiara Ellie. But on right here, it says that you said, my story is to free myself and others who have a story about being harmed. Nearly all of 2022 was full of harassment and stalking in my life. A major situation resulted in sexual assault. Many people around me lying, and as expected. I've been called an agent and other terms to defame or misrepresent my authentic character. Rodney Hayes and others who are 10 plus years my elder have hurt me and harassed me in more than one way. There are those closer to my age who are also involved in these situations. However, the elders need to be held accountable at a higher standard. Any live stream, video, or photo post about me that Rodney Hayes shared after August 23rd, 2022 was his way of falsely doing damage control. People have told me that he said many positive things about me on his platforms and other platforms. I care not to be praised by someone who took advantage of my situation. While I understand that the knowledge he shared in collaboration with me aligns with what our people need to know, I will not stay silent about his actual physical actions towards me. In these pictures are my story and parts of our conversations. Here's a link to the original post I made about the situation in 2022. Now, okay, hold on for a second. What am I looking at here? Okay, now there's a thing that was done here, August 20th, 2022. It's titled "The Tea on Rod Hayes." Hold on, give me a second. Things moving too fast. Give me a second. I'm seeing the comments. People were shocked. So you told this story literally 2 years ago.
Yes.
But hardly anybody knew about it.
I did reach out to Vice News because they were already making articles mentioning me, and they were reaching out to me initially. So I replied to them with this story, and they haven't released that interview.
Okay. That's probably because of the tie-in with Rashad Jamal.
Yes.
Okay. When you say that you were being stalked and harassed, who were you being stalked and harassed by?
A lot of the people who were supporting Rashad Jamal.
So you're saying that Rashad Jamal's followers or supporters were getting at you because of what happened between you and Rod Hayes?
No. So the harassment and stalking happened initially with those people when court happened.
Oh, okay, I understand now. But after that, when you got the Rod Hayes situation, you came out and you spoke your truth about that. What happened after that?
Then it wasn't as much as me feeling as if you know, like no one approached me physically. It was more along the lines of my phone definitely was hacked. So I had gotten a new phone. So my SIM card was different. I was able to get a new phone. People were constantly trying to find where I was. So I was moving around a whole lot. Like I said, a lot of the supporters of Rashad Jamal are also Rodney Hayes followers. So it was a mixture of the same people. And by the time I was already leaving and going to new places, people were already aware of the fact that I had left from this place, or I had gone to this place and I was with these people, or I was by myself. People already knew these things by the time I had conversations with them. And I'm like, I'm not posting anything on social media. People know I was completely silent on social media for a good while. Maybe a story post every once in a while just to let people know like I'm okay. But people were constantly asking me my location, what city are you in? Like, and that question came up so much at the end of 2022 and somewhat throughout 2023.
And what were some of the things that these people were saying to you, beloved?
A lot of the same things that people are saying in the comments now, like trying to make it seem as if my intentions had nothing to do with helping our community. So a lot of people say things like I'm a community pass around, that I sleep around with guys, that I do this and that. It's just a lot of sexual things, trying to make it seem as if I intentionally put myself into that situation just so I can gain something from him when he offered me a place to stay as far as being a safe haven. So people accusing me of sex work and people accusing me of just being a whore in general.
Which is some of the comments I saw as well on my platform as well, where people automatically looked at you and judged you right off the rip without hearing anything that you had to say. How does that make you feel?
Horrible. I know I'm cute, but dang, I don't get it, especially considering the fact that my story's always been consistent and there are other victims. If there were no other victims that people brought to me, then I'd get it a little bit more, because I already knew I was going to be told I was a liar. I knew that from the jump. People were going to assume I was an agent. People were going to assume I'm an op. I knew that from the jump. But after I learned that there were other...
Most people don't even know what an agent and an op is, sis. I hate to say it, but in this community, they don't know what an agent and an op is. They think they know what an agent and an op is, but they don't know what an agent and an op is. It's laughable.
It is.
Now, let me ask you another question. Were you privy to when Rashad Jamal had an issue with Rod Hayes?
No, I didn't know he had
know what was going on with that?
I didn't know any details. I remember he said fuck the entire spiritual community. So I didn't. He also said fuck Ty Spiritual and a few other people specifically. I knew about the whole Young Pharaoh situation, so that one made sense. I knew all about that situation. But when he said fuck Ty Spiritual, me and Ty Spiritual, we're cool. We talked a little bit. I never met him in person, but I didn't have an issue with him specifically. Then when he mentioned Rod Hayes specifically, like during that time period, I was asking Rashad, like, are you okay? Like those were my DMs to him after all that happened. I didn't like when he dropped the song about, and including Remedy H, because him and Remedy H had a problem too. I remember when he dropped the song Pushing Peace, and it was contradictory. It was hypocritical, because how can you push peace when you're saying what you're saying? Like the song is cool, like the song is a great song, but the lyrics are contradictory. You can't push peace while saying what you're saying. Now if you're doing if it's a diss track, if it's an expose, let it be that. Don't say pushing peace when, you know, that was how I felt about the situation. But with Rod Hayes, he never told me or said anything publicly specifically, and I didn't know what was going on. He just got mad at everybody, so I had no context of what was going on with Rod specifically.
Okay. All right. Because there was a video that he had put out where you literally saw him say F Rod Hayes, F Remy H, F Kala, F Ty Spiritual, F all these people. And I'm like, okay, I saw that video. And I was like, what the hell is going on? What is happening right now?
Nobody screen recorded that and posted that to YouTube. But I'm not even gonna say his name. You know what I'm saying? You know, I see a video, matter of fact, fuck it, I'm gonna say his name, nigga. Man, y'all, cause I got so much I wanna say and I'm trying to figure out how to say it, man. It's like I'm really too real for the internet. Like, bro, I ain't did nothing to nobody, bro. I don't know YP. I don't know none of these people I've ever named, bro. But I've shown them guys nothing but respect. Forget what's going on right now. Like, how y'all gonna say y'all fuck with Rashad Jamal, but y'all let motherfuckers clown me though, bro? Like, y'all literally letting people post videos and ain't nobody, and y'all in the university and y'all not reposting my videos, bro. Bro, I came into this shit, I built the university up on my own, bro. Even when people start trying to compare me to YP, I don't even know why y'all ever compared us. We not the same, G. We from two different places. What we do have in common is that we both gods. Neuromelanated beings. But other than that, me and Marshall ain't got nothing in common, bro. Like, Marshall Daniels is Marshall Daniels. Rashad Jamal is Rashad Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Like I always said, man, when I first got online, man, I had nothing but respect for what Marshall did for the community. I gave that young brother his respect from day one. I never made videos about Marshall, YP. I never made videos about that brother. Facebook kicked me off Facebook. And that's how we even got to Instagram and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But everybody seem to forget that, you know? And like, y'all do all this screen recording. And I'm just starting to realize, like, that I'm wasting my energy. So I'm finna remove myself. I'm finna do the same thing False eBay did. I'm removing myself from the internet, bro. Y'all had internet. I'm gonna stick it on YouTube every Sunday. But all this going live on Instagram, done with it, G, because y'all fake, bro. Like, I'm tired of people only chopping up certain parts, you know what I'm saying, of what I'm saying. Nobody's telling the full story. I don't like that. Then it becomes an internet thing back and forth, man. I never attacked Marshall. The shit he had going on, I never attacked him. Last summer, this all started because my followers asked me, hey, Rashad Jamal. And I hope y'all screen recording the live. But guess what? Y'all riding with everybody else. Y'all come here pose like y'all with me, but y'all not, G. I'm going to talk about it. Because y'all ain't screen recording my story. Nobody screen recording my side. It's always me versus everybody. You see what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't never disrespect that man, bro. I reached out to that man trying to communicate with him because my followers asked me to. So I reached out to that young brother. This was last year. I reached out to him trying to come together. And I guess because he was YP, right? He was all unhumble. So, you know, instead of him coming back to a DM, I DM'd him. Instead, I'm like, hey, peace, God. I respect your work and what you've done for the community. A lot of my followers, you know, they asked me to reach out to you. They feel we should come together. I probably had like 45,000 followers at this time. You feel me? YP clowned me. He didn't ever come back through the DM and say, hey, bro, you know what? I appreciate you for reaching out, but you know what? I'm really just doing my own thing now. He could have said that. I would have respected that. That's not what Marshall did. He publicly humiliated me. After I reached out to him, he go on his live and get the clown of me. Ty Spiritual. Come on, man. I'm finna come at the whole fucking community. I'm on my Tupac shit right now, bro. Calling all y'all out, bro. So that's why I'm done with the internet, bro. Before I break one of y'all bitch ass niggas' faces. Cause y'all on some like COINTELPRO jealousy shit, bro. And it took everything in me not to do this live. My homie was just with me. She like, man, don't do the live. Man, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm on my Tupac shit. Cause what it is, motherfuckers be mad cause I'm waking people up, bro. It's all this jealousy, bro. I've never seen a bunch of so many people call themselves woke, but y'all jealous of me. What I ever do to y'all, bro? I reached out to Marshall, bro, trying to connect, bro. That man disrespected me publicly. Now, how I respond to defend my honor don't mean nothing. And y'all get out the comments with the come on, y'all. Now, y'all go holler at Ty Spiritual, Kalai, motherfucking, who else on that shit? YP. It's 4 motherfuckers, bro. It's 4 motherfuckers ganging up on me, hating on me, bro. I ain't doing shit but giving back. None of them give back more than me. Kalai, YP, none of them. And you hear me saying Kalai name now. So screen record the whole fucking live. I ain't fucking with Buddy no more neither. I'm gonna tell you why right now. So, YP disrespects me publicly. I respond, right? I say what I said out of anger or whatever because, yeah, I was hurt, nigga. Like, I got respect for you, bro. And you went publicly humiliating me. Okay, so if you publicly humiliate me, nigga, I'm going to defend myself. At the time, that was all y'all, buddy. That's all y'all, buddy. I took slack last year when I checked dude goofy ass. And everybody jumped on my back. Why you saying that about YP? Because the nigga disrespected me. But then once I disrespect him, now it's like, oh, okay, I'm the bad guy? I'm the bad guy? Because that's what happened, nigga. I'm tired of y'all ass. Like, I'm tired of, like, y'all ass when I say something, y'all got something to say to me. But y'all ain't say nothing to nobody else. And all y'all follow them, G. This what I was looking at. Like, y'all the same people follow me, y'all following them, G. So y'all fake as shit, nigga. Y'all fake, bro. Y'all fake as hell, bro. After YP disrespect me, nobody said nothing. Nobody was like, damn, bro, why you disrespect that man like that? Y'all ain't say shit. Because YP was y'all favorite nigga. That was y'all dog, right? So y'all jumped on me like I was the bad guy. And I said, like I said last year, man, fuck all y'all that's riding with him. Fuck the whole ad nation. I said that last year because y'all ain't finna never let no motherfucker disrespect me. And because he y'all favorite or whatever he was to y'all, I supposed to let him disrespect me. So we just gonna jump over the fact that I was disrespected first. Everybody's jumping over that fact. Ty Spiritual. I just seen his video earlier. I was cool with bruh. Bruh was just under my post 4, 5, 6 posts ago. Oh, congratulations on 100K. But you gonna make that video about me earlier, Ty? That's what we on, Ty Spiritual, bruh?
That's what we on, Ty Spiritual, bruh?
That's what we on, Ty Spiritual, bruh?
That's what y'all on? Y'all, I don't know who raised y'all niggas, man. But y'all vibrating too low for me, bruh. And I'm tired of everybody. And y'all ain't finna try to say I'm trying to spread dissension in the community. I'm the realest nigga in the community, bruh. I show love to every nigga I'm naming right now. Every last one of them brothers, I showed them brothers love. Publicly. They ain't never said my name, bruh. What is you talking about?
Every last one of them brothers, I showed them brothers love. Publicly. They ain't never said my name, bruh. What is you talking about?
Every last one of them brothers, I showed them brothers love. Publicly. They ain't never said my name, bruh. What is you talking about?
Alright? So, after I say what I said about YP, somebody screen record what I said about YP, and then now it go viral, right? Got me looking all crazy on the internet last year, right? Like I just came out the blue and said some shit. Nobody mentions, oh, he said this about YP kids. What the fuck YP say to me about me? And the way this shit go in the streets, bruh, like I said, I would never hurt YP, and I would never touch his motherfucking kids.
Like I said, I would never hurt YP, and I would never touch his motherfucking kids.
Like I said, I would never hurt YP, and I would never touch his motherfucking kids.
Y'all on some Christian shit, trying to act like y'all spiritual, bro. Real spiritual people don't act like they perfect, man. The real gonna be like, bro, this brother got online and apologized to you. How many times, Marshall, which you apologized to? You never apologized to Rashad Jamal. Ever once. Ever once. Remedy H, I was shouting him out last year. I got that nigga extra 25,000 followers. Just shouting him out. Y'all go check him out. He ain't never said that about me. He kept publicly humiliating me. That's 2 people. Now, through all of that, I let that shit go. I said, you know what? Because I don't have no beef with no intellect, and y'all not finna make me seem like I'm into my own black people. And I don't have no beef with none of these brothers. But these brothers have went out their way to disrespect me with Kalai being the latest. Alright? So, at the end of the day, bro, I see what's going on. This is let's gang up on Rashad Jamal. I see what's going on. And for everybody that's following him and siding with them, G, unfollow me, G. I'm done with the internet. Y'all can go and listen to Kalai, Marshall, everybody else, bro. Remedy, everybody, bro. I ain't got time for that fake energy, bro. I put my entire life out here. None of them brothers have done that, bro. Not one of them, bro. Not one, bro. I went out my way and threw talent shows on this motherfucker. Giving y'all a platform. You don't even have a fucking voice. You just a motherfucker in the comments. I've always been for us. And it's the thanks I get. So everybody gonna gang up on me? That's what it is? Well, I'm on my Tupac shit. Nigga, fuck Kalai. Fuck YP. Nigga, fuck Remedy H, nigga. Fuck, goddammit, Rod Hayes, nigga. I see the fake shit he on too, nigga. Fuck all them niggas, nigga. On Larry, nigga.
Fuck, goddammit, Rod Hayes, nigga. I see the fake shit he on too, nigga. Fuck all them niggas, nigga. On Larry, nigga.
Fuck, goddammit, Rod Hayes, nigga. I see the fake shit he on too, nigga. Fuck all them niggas, nigga. On Larry, nigga.
I'm on my real Anunnaki shit, bro. And if you feel like I'm trying to cause dissension, nigga, fuck you too.
I'm on my real Anunnaki shit, bro. And if you feel like I'm trying to cause dissension, nigga, fuck you too.
I'm on my real Anunnaki shit, bro. And if you feel like I'm trying to cause dissension, nigga, fuck you too.
I ain't kissing no nigga ass, boy. Now, why don't y'all show all them screen recordings when I shouted every last motherfucker out I just named right now? Nigga, share that. Nigga, when nigga ISIS, my mother, ISIS wisdom, my sister, nigga. But when Rod Hayes said that shit about ISIS, and ISIS said that shit about Rod, I ain't take a motherfucking side, nigga. I just said right here publicly not that long ago and said, bruh, that's dissension. I'm not finna make no video saying Rod Hayes was wrong. I'm not finna make no video saying ISIS was wrong, bruh. I said I fuck with Rod, I fuck with ISIS, bruh. That's what I said, bruh. Why ain't nobody doing that with Rashad Jamal? Kalai ain't just do that with me. I ain't never had no issue with Kalai. I've shot at Kalai so many times, bruh. And I felt like he was acting funny. Cause every time I jump in his live, like a few months ago, I'd be like, what's peace, guy? He wouldn't even respond to me. I'm like, damn, okay, whatever. Maybe he just don't see it. But now it all made sense right now. It all hit ahead right now. So, stay with me though, y'all. So boom, me and Young Pharaoh had a little shit. Everybody sided with him basically. I fell back off the shit, bro, because I'm here to teach. I kept teaching, bro. I'm sitting here already to it with the fucking government, bro. I'm into it with the government, bro.
I'm sitting here already to it with the fucking government, bro. I'm into it with the government, bro.
I'm sitting here already to it with the fucking government, bro. I'm into it with the government, bro.
That's what we on, Ty Spiritual, bro.
That's what we on, Ty Spiritual, bro.
That's what we on, Ty Spiritual, bro.
So as far as I understood it to be, these individuals were enemies of Rashad Jamal.
And I can say very specifically, which was why I didn't go by what he said. The situation with Ty Spiritual, I remember that because Ty had released a YouTube video and he was just giving his opinion, his commentary on situations that were going on. And he really didn't say anything derogatory about Rashad. He didn't like the situation, basically. And he said, this looks bad. That was pretty much all Ty was saying. So when he did say, fuck Ty Spiritual, I was like, now, I don't know what you're on because Ty really didn't say anything. It probably hurt your feelings and you probably feel disrespected, which he has every right to feel disrespected by anything anybody did to him directly, especially after everything he had been through and the stuff he was going through currently. So I get how he was upset. But when you tie everybody together, it makes it hard to know what the problem is, because the problem with Ty he didn't deserve that. So right. when he mentioned other people's names, I was just kind of like, he doesn't like these people, but I'm still cool with him, and he's just saying everybody. So I don't know. I just played it cool with everybody, still pretty much. And if anybody had any questions, me and Ty talked after that. He was like, why did Rashad say that? I was like, I don't know, bro. He's going through a lot, like stuff like that. So I just still kept it cool with people, which goes back to Rodney's situation. This was why everything was weird. When me and Rod started talking, he said, well, once Rashad said, fuck Rod Hayes, I was done with it. And I was like, okay, because I asked him, hey, do you mind speaking on Rashad's situation? You're an elder, people really respect you, and people would love to hear how you support him through him being falsely accused of a crime that he did not commit.
And I was like, okay, because I asked him, hey, do you mind speaking on Rashad's situation? You're an elder, people really respect you, and people would love to hear how you support him through him being falsely accused of a crime that he did not commit.
And I was like, okay, because I asked him, hey, do you mind speaking on Rashad's situation? You're an elder, people really respect you, and people would love to hear how you support him through him being falsely accused of a crime that he did not commit.
And that was what he said. He was like, well, once he said fuck Rod Hayes, I was done with it. And I was like, I get what you're saying, but you also got to look at the entire situation. Look, he's in jail right now. You know what I'm saying? He was already facing the situation before y'all had whatever situation y'all had, Rod didn't even explain what happened to me, but I had to put clues together. He was talking about Rashad behind his back. So I get it now. Word came back to Rashad, and that was why he mentioned him. So that made more sense to me after the fact. Rodney Hayes never started speaking on Rashad Jamal's case until I asked him to directly to his face.
Rodney Hayes never started speaking on Rashad Jamal's case until I asked him to directly to his face.
Rodney Hayes never started speaking on Rashad Jamal's case until I asked him to directly to his face.
I had heard some rumors that his wife was also speaking to Rod Hayes. Do you know anything about that?
She was. Rodney showed me the DMs where she texted Rod Hayes from her account and said, "I'm warning you about Ellie." And Rod asked me, "Do you know what she means by that?" I said, "I don't know."
Wow. Did Rashad know that his wife was texting Rod?
I do not believe he did. He specifically said that Zakiya is only to speak to females, to goddesses, and he asked for me to speak to all the males, to all the gods. That was his instructions to her.
Okay. Wow. So now, as it stands right now, where are you right now at this point in your life? Because that did happen 2 years ago, and I'm sure that you've probably grown and healed a lot since then.
I sure have, and I appreciate you asking. I'm doing great. I got a lot of clarity. Once I started speaking on the situation, seeing how people were reacting to me, that was why I started making certain live streams too. Now, I didn't have to call people by name. I only called people by name it was only Rod Hayes, really. I didn't have to call pretty much anybody else by name. Mm-hmm. I definitely called out his character because y'all only heard about the assault situation, but you don't know how he lives. He is a false teacher. He is a hypocrite. So,
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, a false teacher, a hypocrite?
The things that he speaks about, he does not abide by. He does not have a lifestyle of keeping these things up. And he'll completely go against what he said.
I have seen that in a sense of things that he would say out in the public and then turn around and contradict himself. And I never really understood why people never saw that. And it was so obvious that that's what was going on. I mean, if you go back and you listen to some of the lies that he did, you literally hear this man contradicting his own words right on the lies. And it really tripped me out that people never paid attention to that. I just didn't get it.
I didn't tune into his content that often. That's one of the reasons why I was cool with associating with him, because I wasn't an avid listener or watcher of his live stream, so I was not able to catch it. He just spoke to me in a very, very specific way. People even said, he always is really happy on live with you. He's never this happy when he's doing live streams with other people. I'm not trying to hear that. You know, I'm just like, oh, whatever, people like me. Like, that wasn't a big deal to me, but now everything makes sense how he was just kind of plotting in his head. So where I'm at right now, I completely moved on with my life.
So I want to say to you, beloved, that I'm proud of you for coming out and being brave enough to speak your piece in a community full of wolves. You are somebody. I never want you to forget this. You are somebody. You made some mistakes along the way. You're young. How old are you?
I'm now 26 years old.
So this happened when you were 24?
Yes.
Okay. And it's okay to make mistakes. You make mistakes. All human beings make mistakes when they're trying to figure things out. Just make sure you're not beating yourself up.
Yep.
Pat yourself on the back for stepping out there. Now, I have one more question to ask you, because there's a lot of people that wants me to ask you this question. I already know the answer to this question, as most women who have been assaulted know the answer to this question. Did you ever go to the police and file a police report?
Nope.
And why?
I was not raped, so there would be no DNA. It would be my testimony alone, and I already know how situations like those go. I'm a grown adult woman, and they usually don't take cases like that seriously. However, once I learned that there were other victims who had way worse situations than mine, I knew that I had to do something, even if I didn't have evidence of my own situation.
Now, you know about these other victims, don't you?
Yes.
You know who some of these other victims are. Have you spoken to some of these other victims?
I tried my best to speak to Righteous Decoy. That's her Instagram handle. I was never able to speak to Portia. Rod would talk so bad about Portia, and I asked him what she did. He just like, oh, that bitch this and this bitch that. I said, well, what did she do? And he never said anything specific. And then he was on his phone one day, and he's sitting in his chair, and he's like, oh, yeah, Benji, he got Portia. And I said, oh, you know, are they in Chicago? Like, what happened? Like, you know, I'm totally ignorant to what's going on. Like, what happened? Like, is everything cool? He never gave me an answer. So that was part of the post that you read, the Tea on Ryan Hayes, where Portia was talking about her story, and it lined up with mine.
Wow. So what did you hear? What did you actually hear? And why do you think these women didn't come out and speak?
So as far as Portia goes, she did speak, but the whole channel was taken down. That was Gerard Benji's channel. He no longer has his YouTube channel, so that interview's no longer up. And I'm assuming situations like that have happened often, where people would speak up, and then now there's no evidence of them even speaking up. People accusing them of lying like they did myself. I'll be honest, I'll be honest, I'm the only person who had like the clout and the recognition already from the court case situation.
I'll be honest, I'm the only person who had like the clout and the recognition already from the court case situation.
I'll be honest, I'm the only person who had like the clout and the recognition already from the court case situation.
So nobody else had as much recognition as me. There's just ladies upset on the internet. So people weren't believing them regardless of how bad the situation actually was.
And how bad was the situation?
There, one of the ladies I know for sure, her situation is so bad that she now has an STD.
Wow. The same thing I believe that he accused me of. Isn't that interesting? Listen to a person long enough, they begin to start telling on themselves. Very interesting.
That's all he does. That was what I noticed when I was in person with him. He would constantly tell on himself. And the spiritual thing, again, you can't lie to me. I'm an individual where if I come to you with righteous intentions, you're not able to lie to me. So when he would try to lie to me, things would start happening that were not ordinary. So I noticed that I was having thoughts that I know for a fact were not mine. And so I asked him, I said, are you implanting thoughts, or are you messing with my brain telepathically? Like, are you doing this? And he was being dishonest and said, I would never do that. And then stuff next to him starts falling off the shelf and off the box. Blatantly, okay, yeah, he's lying. We're going to get y'all his attention. So then he picked it up and put it back up. I'm like, okay, so you lying. And then he would try to have like us in this routine of going to this lake area. He would say, let's go to the dock. Let's go take a walk to the dock. So we would go do that. And this was the routine. We would go walk to the dock and we would go take pictures of me in front of the lake. And I posted those pictures on my YouTube channel. Those are clothes that he bought for me. Once things got to a certain point and, you know, more of the spooky stuff started happening. There was one particular day where a bunch of these white birds were sitting in the grass. Okay. A bunch of these white birds were sitting in the grass. And he was like, I've never seen that many birds like that before. And I was like, yeah, stuff like this happens with me all the time. And so we start walking down to the dock. And mind you, this guy litters. So he uses the dock area to throw trash away when it's on the water. So you can see that the water is like nasty. And when we first started going there, he was like, hey, you smell that pond fart? And I'm like, you enjoy the stink? But I was like, I'm gonna mind my business. So we get to the lake this one day, we get down to the dock area, and then the same birds form a vortex and it looks like a tornado. He's like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And I said, those are the kids. Basically, that's the youth that I communicate with. I talk to the youth all the time. And they were letting me know what was going on. I didn't tell him what they were saying to me directly. I let him know some of this stuff. And so what he would do when he would go live is he would relay messages that I was telling him through what I was receiving from the youth spiritually. He never said that Ellie told me this.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Wow. Wow. Do you think that the women were scared to come out and speak against him?
For sure. He has a criminal record. He told me he murdered someone. He's an ordained minister. He knows a lot of political figures. He's tied in to a lot of different people. And so I'm different from them. They probably didn't have the lifestyle I had growing up, being around that stuff all the time. So I'm just kind of used to it, where they actually probably, doesn't matter how spiritual they were, they probably still feared people in elite positions and stuff like that. They felt like, you know, they would get silenced in different ways anyway, so they didn't feel like it was worth the energy or effort, despite how bad their situation was.
When you say political, can you be a little bit more specific? What do you mean political ties?
So I don't know his specific political ties as far as names go. I do know that he's an ordained minister, and in order to do those things, you have to be tied in with Christian pastors, and Christian pastors are tied in with different politicians that are local most of the time. And I also met one of his constituents in Chicago who used to work closely with Tupac. And so, you know, we're riding in his car, and he took us to the Chicago Museum. And I'm just kind of paying attention to things because people say that he has receipts. He took pictures of me when we were at the Chicago Museum. So he does have pictures of me that I did consent to, but he also took pictures of me that I did not consent to. He took a picture of me and showed me where I was laying down in the bed, and he just snapped a photo of me without asking me first. So I know that was just one of other pictures.
Okay. Wow. The text messages that are coming in on my phone right now is kind of crazy. I'm getting a lot of text messages on my phone. A lot of text messages coming on my phone, like it's a little crazy right now. Overall, your general consensus is that you're moving forward. You're filing a lawsuit against him. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes.
And what are you suing him for?
I'm suing him for sexual assault, for sure. And now I have the video evidence of defamation of character because recently today he posted, was it today? But he posted the screenshots that I shared with someone where I was telling her, I was already talking to her for months now, that I was going to expose him. She seen me exposing him already, and she seemed to be a support system. She seemed to be like a support system for me. And she texted me the other day, well, yesterday, and said, Ellie, stop lying. What you're doing is wrong. And I'm like, we had several conversations about the situation. And you know for a fact I told you what happened. So I have to sue you too now, ma'am, because now it's posted on the internet that you're accusing me of lying, defamation of character. You're gone.
So it seems to me that this whole thing has had, it's like you're losing friends from this. People are turning their back on you.
And I do not care.
I know you don't. And I've seen this happen before to many people when they come out and speak the truth. The truth is always stranger than fiction. Nobody likes to hear the truth. They like to hear the lies. And one of the things I'm going to say to this community is that we have got to stop giving passes to people that are destructive within our community. And so I want to say thank you very much for coming on board and telling your story, because I also have some things that I need to address on my own. So thank you for coming on board and sharing your truth. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the people?
For sure. I will go into a couple of more details as far as how he's a false teacher, y'all. And just because he says things that are true doesn't mean he lives and abides by them, okay? So you have to look at that.
Always say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
So from what I witnessed, he does not eat healthy when he speaks about how people should eat healthy, allegedly. He litters and does not take care of the planet, allegedly. When he does pick up trash or collects trash, it's for money purposes. So recycling bottles and cans and things like that for money, allegedly. When he tells you all to detox and to cleanse your bodies, he does not do so. And he also smokes cigarettes, allegedly, and a chain smoker type. So not just smoking weed every once in a while, it's chain smoking. Along with the fact that he does not take care of his family. He has several children and grandchildren that he does not take care of. And he complained to me about having to pay child support and basically dealing with baby mom situations, allegedly. Mind you, the daughter that I did meet is in her 30s, and I met her and her baby daughter that was just born, and his youngest child that I know of is around the same age as my son. So when you do the math and that age range, and that's not alleged, that's a fact, those people exist. When you do the math, it doesn't really make sense how he has the time to be dating all these people in all this amount of time and just live the lifestyle he lives, along with the fact that he's teaching everyone about this information. And also spiritual hygiene. He does not practice spiritual hygiene, allegedly, before he shares information with you all. He just jumps on live in whatever condition he's in.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad you had the opportunity to speak your truth. My goodness. So I'm going to end it here. I'm glad. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out this live? Because people really wanted to hear the truth from you. They wanted to hear what you had to say. Whether they believe you or not is irrelevant. Bottom line is you spoke the truth. So is there anything else that you want to say?
Everybody asking for receipts. I've already posted them. There's screenshots, there's pictures, and there's a timeline. It's on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page. So you can see every single thing that's been said already. I've already said all this already, aside from the spiritual stuff. And the spiritual stuff goes even deeper, and I didn't even dive deep into that, quite honestly.
Okay. All right, beloved. Well, thank you very much for coming on board to share. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well, Goddess. And once again, I really appreciate you for allowing me onto your platform and assisting me in this mission. Because what people don't realize is this is also part of the mission as far as getting other people out the way who are misleading individuals.
You take care, beloved.
Thank you. You as well.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth. You guys take that however you want to take it. Accept it. Do what you want with it. But the young lady had an opportunity to speak her truth. And when you start talking about unity consciousness, it doesn't mean that you do not address issues, systemic issues within our community. It doesn't mean that you turn the other cheek. It means that you address things as they come. It means you shine a light on the darkness. Because when you shine a light on the darkness, you can heal. Now, y'all believe this man? This man told y'all that I should set up Rashad Jamal. Can any of you guys provide any receipts? Where's the receipts? That this is what I've done. This man has plenty of videos that you can go and listen to, where he clearly tells you who set him up and why.
Where's the receipts? That this is what I've done. This man has plenty of videos that you can go and listen to, where he clearly tells you who set him up and why.
Where's the receipts that this is what I've done? This man has plenty of videos that you can go and listen to, where he clearly tells you who set him up and why.
How it turned over to me, I'm going to explain to you how it turned over to me. You see, when other people have something to hide, they have to find a convenient scapegoat. And this situation is a whole lot deeper than what you guys even realize. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the brotherhood, but I'm not talking about the white brotherhood, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the black brotherhood. I'm talking about the brothers who all are operating in a collective. I'm talking about the brothers who are practicing black magic. I'm talking about the brothers who have the mindset and mentality that when they get out here and they do these lives and how disrespectful they are to women. I'm talking about the brothers who don't like to be held accountable and called on their shit, especially by a divine feminine.
I'm talking about the brothers who don't like to be held accountable and called on their shit, especially by a divine feminine.
I'm talking about the brothers who don't like to be held accountable and called on their shit, especially by a divine feminine.
See, a divine feminine is a masculine's worst nightmare because I stand on what I say. Not afraid of none of y'all out here. And you can't stand that, can you? There is an individual that has told y'all straight to your faces on his own live that he was behind Rashad Jamal going to jail. I believe the title of the live was called A Message to Rashad Jamal's Followers. Y'all should go check that out. The brother's name is Remedy H. You need to go really listen to that video. Go pull the video up like right now and listen to his video as he takes the time out to break it down to you and explain to you what he is and what he's about.
Hey guys, I just want to pose a question, a series of questions to these brothers and sisters who, follow like Rashad Jamal. Okay, all right, Rashad White, however his name is or whatever. I just want to pose a question, all right? And, I did this last message about, I did that live last night, just explaining the legalities of what takes place in a case. But, it's been something on my mind because, as we are supposed to be growing, it seems like a lot of us are not growing. We are stagnant. And I look at how you have these young brothers and sisters who follow this brother for whatever reason. I don't care whatever reason you follow the brother. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. But, to come on this channel and say that I envy this guy or I'm jealous or whatever or I want to see bad happen to him, it's not the matter. Now I have to ask you the question. And I'm posing you this question here because you got to understand. We are in serious times, brothers and sisters. Everywhere you go, you see these cell phone towers. All right, you see cell phone towers. You drive around, you're seeing these new devices hooked up to the telephone wires. You see devices hooked up in intersections when you're driving down the street. You see the energy companies digging in the ground, putting stuff in the ground. It's like, what are they doing? I mean, we're in some serious times. Now, my question that I pose to you all is, outside of you binging on videos or whatever, are you building and creating? Are you expanding your mind? This is something that is pushed by this vessel here that I operate. I operate this vessel. So the question is are you building? Are you creating? Are you linking into a higher mindset, or are you linking into a lower mindset? Because I read the comments and I'm like, wow, look at look at my people. Look at my people. Look at them. Where are they? Well, I remember a life where we were like so in tune to nature that we had to build nature up. And now I look at brothers and sisters and how they work to build a person up but forget about nature. I just want to pose that question to you, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of negativity because, I look at the brothers and sisters right now, especially as a lot of you young folk, and your mindset is like not where the original mindset of young folk was 1,000 years ago. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. 2,000, 3,000 years ago, we were at a pinnacle point of creating so much dynamic cosmic intelligence. And now, look at us. Look at us. There's when I post on these orgons and it's less than 100 that's been posted seriously, which means that they're brothers and sisters who are actually serious about doing something. That's all that says, that they're brothers and sisters who are actually serious about doing something, and then the rest of it, so many more of us are on this other level, on different tangents. And I just want to know, I really want to know where your heart is, because if your heart is tied towards Rashad Jamal, then you have no dealings with nature. But if your heart is truly tied to nature, you have to understand that we have a planet to save. I see so many of them talking about free Rashad Jamal, but what about our planet? What about our planet? What about this realm that we're on? This is a serious question I'm asking. What about this realm that we own? You're talking about one person who, in this situation, created a lot of legal issues. Now, I'll tell you this right here. In the old world, if that would have happened in the old world, he would have already been dead. I'm just letting you know now. He would have already been dead. He could have, but that wouldn't have happened in the old world. Guess what? Because we were in balance and we didn't see things that way. Now, I just asked you the question. I posed you the question. Are you in tune with Rashad Jamal, or are you in tune with nature? And be careful how you answer, because your answers are being recorded in the higher realms of the cosmos. You have to understand, overstand that this is being done according to cosmic order. Someone said, I hope your hands are not in this. Yes, my hands are in this. My hands are in this. I am a cosmic prince. I'm a cosmic elder. I am a judge. So my hands are in this. And we see everything that is being taken, that is taking place. And we make certain moves, and we do certain things to make sure that certain things happen, to make sure that whatever's out of balance returns to balance. Now I ask you to be careful of what you answer, because everything will be recorded and you will be judged accordingly. Now, answer this, and you better answer with your heart. Is your heart towards or in tune with Rashad Jamal, or is your heart towards in tune with nature? Because if your heart is toward in tune with nature, then you should be building for our realm to bring us back to where we're supposed to be. But if you're not, and you're in tune to this guy, whatever happens to him happens to you. Yeah, my hands are in this. You want to know? Whatever happens to him happens to you. Everything is being done according to cosmic order at this present moment. Everything. Even with the enemies that we're dealing with, we're constantly in council all of the time, making decisions so that we can make sure that balance is brought back to this realm. But you all, who are so caught up with one person, thousands of you, thousands upon thousands, you're caught up with one person. And what I see, because I see all your souls, every one of you who type in, I see all your souls. All right? But you're so caught up into this thing that you're not seeing what this enemy is doing, and you're not what? Getting prepared to fight against this enemy, because we have an enemy to fight against. This channel, this vessel that I'm operating, is always giving you information. This vessel that I'm operating is always giving you information. It's always giving you information so that you could be on a higher level. It's your choice. It's your choice. Your choice is your final choice. So be careful how you answer. Be careful how you respond, because you will be judged accordingly.
This man said, I am a cosmic judge. And he is. I checked into it. This man said that I am Sima Anu. And he is. I checked into it. This man told you that he was a dark angel. And he is. And I checked into that. Extremely high ranking. Allegedly. And he told y'all that he had an issue with Rashad Jamal, and that he was going to bring the judgment down. But see, you guys hear things and you're being entertained, and you're not taking seriously the things that are being said. So let me give you guys a rundown about how these things work. And this is why I said this thing is a whole lot deeper than what you realize. Number one, that cosmic judge, because he understands esoteric knowledge, he understands the arts, he also knows that he was one of the ones that runs the show from the 9th dimension and down. Number two, I need you guys to know the difference between an Anunnaki and an Anuhazi. Okay? Anuhazi are angels. They're the ones that are not fallen. And when they fell, they turn into Anunnaki. Be clear about what I'm saying to you right now, because I know you guys maybe never even heard this stuff before. Let's talk about who said that they're an Anunnaki. Rod Hayes said in the video, he is Thoth. Who is Thoth? An Atlantean Anunnaki who upsert the Emerald Order. Who is Sima Anu? The head of one of the heads of the Anunnaki. I want you to see where I'm going with this. Now, he also told you that he's a dark angel. Who is the Prince of Darkness? I'm going to let you answer that question on your own. So when you're playing in the realm, in the dark realm, there are people out here that are really who they say they are. And they have the ability to pull certain cards over certain individuals that are operating from the 9th dimension and under, unbeknownst to you. So you never had it explained to you in this way before. So if you want to know the real reason why the Rod Hayes was coming out and speaking and trying to big up Remedy H, is because That is one of the people he got to answer to. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Whether it's his higher self or whether it's him, he's one of the people that he has to answer to. It's a whole big network out here, ladies and gentlemen. And this network is tied to the alphabet agencies. Allegedly. Now, if you want to know the real reason why that Rod Hayes has an issue with me, is because I figured out 3 years ago who he was working for. Allegedly. You see that murder charge he talked about? Yeah, that. Yeah, well, did anybody ask any questions about how he really got out of jail from that? How did he get out of that situation? Did he cut a deal? I'm asking questions. Did he cut a deal? Who did he cut the deal with? What was his job? What is he supposed to do? There are certain individuals in this community that are specifically placed in this community that are getting passes. Some of them are Masons. Some of them are working for other factions that are specifically there to divide our community. They don't want you to have any outs as this great divide is taking place. And it's taking a divine feminine that has a lot of unconditional love for her people to step out there boldly, knowing that she would be persecuted and crucified, to tell you the truth about what's really going on here. You better pay attention to how people move in certain social circles and how they're moving so fast. So let me tell you what I found out. What I found out was that particular agency wants to get rid of me, get me out the way. How do you do it? Bring one of you in to begin to start destroying the character. How do you do it? By allowing the person to come in and start spreading lies. How do you do it? By also giving them access to certain spiritual power and certain individuals that are also skilled. There's been a lot of magic, dark magic, and witchcraft that's been worked over a lot of these audiences. Even the individuals who are actually putting these individuals on their platforms was also being worked. I kept watching the movements. It just didn't make any sense. Why none of these individuals were checking this dude. What legitimate elder do you know has came out like that? Critical thinking questions. You don't see any of these real elders that's got it popping off, talking like that. He's the only one, but yet he's the one that gets the pass. Why? Why do you resonate with that negativity? Critically think, ask questions. That's how the dark energy works. The dark energy is going to gravitate and pull individuals based upon your pain. There's a lot of you that are operating in your darkness, in your shadow. A lot of women coming out defending him, and I'm so sorry for you sisters, I really am. I'm so sorry that you went through abuse. I'm so sorry that there wasn't anybody around to protect you. I'm so sorry that nobody gave you a platform, sister. I'm so sorry that people that wasn't there to back you up. I really am. But you can't be mad at the sister who's shining the light. That's showing y'all how to do this, but you gotta heal first, babies. You gotta heal. And he's not gonna care because he told you what he was on. He told you straight up what he was on and what he was about. So he's gonna own his. Nobody else is gonna own theirs. He put it right in your faces. Isn't that what Masons do? Didn't he tell you he was a Mason? They put it in your face. They tell you what they're about, and you didn't listen. That's your fault. And because I understand my value, and I'm not a poverty god, you damn right I'm going to charge you for what I do. Because I'm damn good at what I do. I'm a quantum healer. You niggas ain't on the level to understand what I'm talking about. And I don't care. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, good night. You need to be careful about watching this trailer. You need to be careful about watching this movie. I had got the hit not to even look at this shit, not to even look at the trailer. Something about it just didn't sit right. And then the first thing I said to them was, I said, this is some reverse psychology shit. That's what came to me immediately. And I need you guys to use some critical thinking and some discernment. You guys kill me with this. It's like you're not paying attention to the source of who's putting out these movies. You're not doing your due diligence and research about the people who's putting out these movies. And you're just not paying attention, and you're not being on point as you should be. You're not being as present as you should be. Anytime they put something out like this, from number one, this is distraction. Look at the timing of when this is coming out. Number two, I want you guys to start really understanding that you don't need a movie to have a conversation about human trafficking.
That you don't need a movie to have a conversation about human trafficking.
That you don't need a movie to have a conversation about human trafficking.
This is something that we already know and knew that's been going on and continuously goes on, and also it's big business. We know this already. So for you guys to be like, okay, well, I need to watch the trailer, I need to watch the movie to find out what you already know, doesn't make any sense to me, okay? Whenever you ever know Holly Weird to put out something that's in the best interest of humanity.
Whenever you ever know Holly Weird to put out something that's in the best interest of humanity.
Whenever you ever know Holly Weird to put out something that's in the best interest of humanity.
I want you to think about that for a minute. So the timing of this, as this is happening, why there's all types of military drills and shit like that being ran all throughout this country. Then they turn around and they put out a movie about human trafficking.
Why there's all types of military drills and shit like that being ran all throughout this country. Then they turn around and they put out a movie about human trafficking.
Why there's all types of military drills and shit like that being ran all throughout this country. Then they turn around and they put out a movie about human trafficking.
And then the way they're doing it at the theaters to bring all this intrigue is there's all kinds of stories that are being put out there, which is propaganda, about all kinds of mysterious things happening at the theaters and things like that. Or somebody bought out the whole theater but one seat and somebody was there to watch it, but then they weren't able to watch it. Or something happened where they went online and all this, something said online the whole show was completely sold out. You know what I'm saying? Online. But when they got to the theater was completely empty. So they put these little propaganda pieces out there because they're looking for a particular type of audience.
So they put these little propaganda pieces out there because they're looking for a particular type of audience.
So they put these little propaganda pieces out there because they're looking for a particular type of audience.
The audience that they're looking for are those so-called woke individuals. But if you're woke, then you would have had enough discernment not to get caught up in the matrix. So some of you guys ain't that woke.
The audience that they're looking for are those so-called woke individuals. But if you're woke, then you would have had enough discernment not to get caught up in the matrix. So some of you guys ain't that woke.
The audience that they're looking for are those so-called woke individuals. But if you're woke, then you would have had enough discernment not to get caught up in the matrix. So some of you guys ain't that woke.
Let me just start there. So some of you guys that went and watched the trailer, some of you guys that went and watched the movie, you're not that woke because you should have known better. What they're wanting to do is for people to talk about this thing, to spread the trailer out there, do as much things as possible. For those of you who are operating, let's say, if you don't use discernment, this message isn't for you. This message is only for the individuals that do have discernment, where they can use their ability to be able to feel. Some of you guys are not even tapped into your heart space to even feel.
This message is only for the individuals that do have discernment, where they can use their ability to be able to feel. Some of you guys are not even tapped into your heart space to even feel.
So when he first wanted to show me this, the first thing my spirit said was, nah, fam. Put your shields and everything up because something ain't right about this. Immediately I picked up on it very quickly. And then next thing you know, I'm looking at my son. He was like, everything you said is correct and now my neck is hurting.
So when he first wanted to show me this, the first thing my spirit said was, nah, fam. Put your shields and everything up because something ain't right about this. Immediately I picked up on it very quickly. And then next thing you know, I'm looking at my son. He was like, everything you said is correct and now my neck is hurting.
So when he first wanted to show me this, the first thing my spirit said was, nah, fam. Put your shields and everything up because something ain't right about this. Immediately I picked up on it very quickly. And then next thing you know, I'm looking at my son. He was like, everything you said is correct and now my neck is hurting.
And he felt it. Then I went in and I started using my vision to see what it was. It was a whole damn nasty ass implant in his neck. He took a hit.
And he felt it. Then I went in and I started using my vision to see what it was. It was a whole damn nasty ass implant in his neck. He took a hit.
And he felt it. Then I went in and I started using my vision to see what it was. It was a whole damn nasty ass implant in his neck. He took a hit.
And it took forever for this thing to be removed out of his body. Now, I've had discussions with you guys about these implants. I've talked to you about this many times before. The movie is definitely harvesting. And so I want to just kind of give you guys a quick rundown real quick about this movie. This is like an emergency. Yeah, and then someone else made another mention. They said, no more porn if you got sons, talk to them out of thinking it's normal. Not only that, they are hiding. That's where a lot of your succubuses and your incubuses are hiding out. And a lot of people that watch that shit, they get these attachments of those particular demons. And then they're overly sexual more than they should be. And the energy being drained. So you definitely shouldn't watch that. A lot of those beings are really there. I've had a couple of clients come to me with those issues, and I've had to remove those damn things off of them.
I've had a couple of clients come to me with those issues, and I've had to remove those damn things off of them.
I've had a couple of clients come to me with those issues, and I've had to remove those damn things off of them.
The vibe is really shifty. Stay on point. Stay on point. You were supposed to already on point. See, the problem is a lot of you guys, when you guys were getting this information, you didn't think the shit was real. That's what the issue is. And now there's a lot of things that's being shown in front of your face where you realize it is real. And some of you guys are going to have a hard time dealing with reality because you still want to hold on to the old world and the old way of doing things. Ain't no going back and doing things like they were before. It's a great time to be alive. You asked the question, when are the children going to be safe? Let me explain something to you. Children have a natural capability, a natural protection of them being safe.
You asked the question, when are the children going to be safe? Let me explain something to you. Children have a natural capability, a natural protection of them being safe.
You asked the question, when are the children going to be safe? Let me explain something to you. Children have a natural capability, a natural protection of them being safe.
However, the issue isn't about the children. The issue is about the unchecked parents and their lack of ability to be able to tap in. And if you're not tapped in, you're going to expose your children to shit that you ain't got no business exposing them because you don't have the ability to discern and you're not tapped in. So when you ask that question, the real question is, when are the parents going to be using discernment and getting tapped in and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing so they can protect their children in these times? That's the question. You're the parent. You and the child's father are the parents. Are y'all tapped in as you should be? Because that's what's going to depend on whether or not your children are going to be safe or not. Nothing else.
New tonight at 6, details of a criminal investigation into a second educator at a private school in St. Augustine accused of inappropriate sexual activity with children.
The first case, former Chappelle School's assistant teacher Anthony Guadalupe, who is currently in jail, charged with 14 counts of child sexual abuse. But as we reported last week, there is now a second teacher under the microscope.
In northwest St. Johns County, Chappelle School is a private preschool amidst trees. But the school is caught in a firestorm, the subject of 2 lawsuits by parents alleging their children were molested there. One case has led to criminal charges, but the other has not been reported on until now. This St. Johns County Sheriff's Office report says a police review of live-streamed classroom surveillance video showed persistent physical contact and sexually inappropriate activity between a teacher and a 4-year-old girl student. It says the school's director self-reported the questionable conduct to law enforcement and provided more than a month's worth of videos to review from November through December of 2021. We counted more than 70 incidents in which the teacher is described as holding, touching, and kissing the child and having her sit on his lap. At one point, the report says it appears he was, quote, rubbing her chest and his hands traveled down her leg. On several occasions, it said he put his hand inside her shirt and touched her groin area. The video and a witness also reported the teacher was seen accompanying children into the restroom, which the school's director said was not standard. The teacher has not been arrested, so First Coast News is not naming him at this point. According to the report, he moved to teach in Germany last February. In a Zoom interview with law enforcement, the report says the teacher denied touching any children sexually. The case has been referred to the state attorney's office for prosecution, but he has not been formally charged. We've reached out to prosecutors to find out why. The school sent us a statement last week saying we have fully cooperated with the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office and all other authorities in this matter and will continue to do so.
A teacher being held without bond now following his arrest. He's charged in at least 2 incidents of inappropriate behavior with children.
And what we are learning is that this teacher clearly has a pattern of jumping from school to school with what appears to be very short employment stints at each school site. This, as police again are reaching out to you, parents, if you have a child that ever had him at a teacher at a school within the last couple of years, they would like you to speak with your student and reach out to them if they raise anything of concern. New tonight, Local 10 News has learned that after 29-year-old Eric Givens was fired from St. Mary's Cathedral School for sending an inappropriate text to a student, it is also here where police say a victim told them he grabbed her wrist, hair, and breasts on several occasions while she was in the 5th grade. He's now facing several charges to include battery. And before, a 10-year-old little girl at Theodore and Thelma Gibson Charter School would tell police that in March he sent her an inappropriate text that read in part, "Always wanted to date you," along with a picture of himself wearing only boxer briefs. He was a part-time coach here, South Miami Senior High. That's according to Miami-Dade Public Schools officials who tell us with an employment start of August 2021, his last day was December 30th, 2022. We are still waiting to learn more about the circumstances of his departure, if any complaints were filed against him by students during his short tenure there.
He's probably worked at more schools, and we know that there has to be other victims that haven't come forward, and that's what we need. We need them to come forward. As insignificant as it may seem, that little information is what's going to help us keep him behind bars.
In his arrest forms, he denied the allegations at the Catholic school. And when it comes to the charter school, he said he thought he was texting the 10-year-old's mother. Remember, at the time of his arrest, he was working at yet another school, this time Sheikh Hillel Community School. And you may remember of interest here is that not only did the school say that they terminated him as soon as they learned about his arrest, but that when they did do an FDLE criminal background check, that he cleared that background check. That school and the Archdiocese of Miami also saying that they are in conversation with the students and staff that they have there. Again, if you have any information, certainly give Miami Police a call.
Arkansas high school art teacher accused of sexual assault involving a student. 23-year-old Megan Morian was arrested Tuesday and made her first appearance in court today.
She ought to be punished to the fullest for that.
Tony Collins of Wynn reacting to news 23-year-old Wynn High School art teacher Megan Morian is charged with sexual assault in the 2nd degree involving a student. According to Wynn Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Moore, Once administrators were notified of the allegations on Monday, school officials promptly conducted a limited investigation and notified law enforcement of the allegations. On Tuesday, the Wynn Police Department says it began its criminal investigation. Morian was charged with sexual assault in the second degree and booked into the Cross County Jail. Thursday, Morian was given a $5,000 bond in Cross County District Court and issued a no-contact order. Meantime, the school system says Megan Morian's contract has been recommended for termination to the Wynn School Board, that she still has the right to request a hearing before the board, but Megan Morian will not be back on campus. Word of what Morian's accused of spread quickly through Wynn.
Honestly, she needs to be fired and sent to jail.
Morian was just released from jail this afternoon, we're hearing. She's scheduled for a hearing next month in Cross County Circuit Court.
You need to be careful about watching this trailer. You need to be careful about watching this movie. I had got the hit not to even look at this shit, not to even look at the trailer. Concerts are the easiest places to harvest a lot of energy. What they wanted the people to do was they wanted the people to watch the trailer, go see the movie, and then get everybody talking about it. So what happens is when you go to the trailer, you see the movie, and then you get everybody talking about it, it becomes this big discussion. This is how they're harvesting the energy. These are distractions. Expect more distractions to come. I'm just simply here to let you know as the messenger, to let you know that this is a distraction. Don't put your energy into it. Keep it moving. Also, you might as well start looking at all new movies that are coming out from here on out, especially those that are trying to quote unquote enlighten you, like they're really going to enlighten you. Okay? No one's enlightening you unless there's a catch to this shit.
Okay? No one's enlightening you unless there's a catch to this shit.
Okay? No one's enlightening you unless there's a catch to this shit.
Do I think these actors are aware that they're acting out true stuff? I don't know. I don't know if they're aware of it or they're not aware of it.
Do I think these actors are aware that they're acting out true stuff? I don't know. I don't know if they're aware of it or they're not aware of it.
Do I think these actors are aware that they're acting out true stuff? I don't know. I don't know if they're aware of it or they're not aware of it.
More often than not, and I'm just only going by when I was working in entertainment, more often than not, they don't. Even the music artists, they don't know what's going on right away either until they go behind that damn door. And then they'll be given instructions about what it is that they need to do. That's when they become aware. Some dumbass shit to even talk about. It's crazy that we live in a society now where people don't know anything about respect and morals. There shouldn't even be a conversation to be had. Either you was raised correctly or you weren't. It is what it is.
It's crazy that we live in a society now where people don't know anything about respect and morals. There shouldn't even be a conversation to be had. Either you was raised correctly or you weren't. It is what it is.
It's crazy that we live in a society now where people don't know anything about respect and morals. There shouldn't even be a conversation to be had. Either you was raised correctly or you weren't. It is what it is.
Someone said, man, human trafficking and organ harvesting has been going on for centuries. If you had no idea before this movie, then this ain't gonna get you right. Go back to nature law. That is correct. You know, people don't like it when you come out and you reveal certain truths to them because they think that you're fear-mongering and they're not discerning properly. Like when a person actually comes off to me and starts accusing me of fear-mongering, if that's the energy they're getting, that lets me know right then and there they're not as tapped in as they think that they are. I'm already assessing them already. It's a wrap. I should be able to sit down and have a conversation with you and let you know about some of the things that's going on without you running on down the block automatically going to fear. That's some shit with your ass. You're projecting that bullshit.
I should be able to sit down and have a conversation with you and let you know about some of the things that's going on without you running on down the block automatically going to fear. That's some shit with your ass. You're projecting that bullshit.
I should be able to sit down and have a conversation with you and let you know about some of the things that's going on without you running on down the block automatically going to fear. That's some shit with your ass. You're projecting that bullshit.
You need to be careful about watching this trailer. You need to be careful about watching this movie. I had got the hit not to even look at this shit, not to even look at the trailer.
On July 4th, the #1 movie in America wasn't Indiana Jones. Disney spent $300 million resurrecting Harrison Ford and releasing the summer blockbuster. But there's another movie dominating the box office. It's called The Sound of Freedom, and it beat Indiana Jones on opening day. The film's based off the true story of Tim Ballard, a former Homeland Security special agent who saved kids from an international sex trafficking ring.
The film's based off the true story of Tim Ballard, a former Homeland Security special agent who saved kids from an international sex trafficking ring.
The film's based off the true story of Tim Ballard, a former Homeland Security special agent who saved kids from an international sex trafficking ring.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia. This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
So you quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
This movie zeroes in on the multi-billion-dollar human trafficking industry and honors a hero someone who saved children from sex slavery. But to the media, this person isn't a hero. Someone who rescues kids from pedophiles is a villain.
These films are created out of moral panics. They're created out of bogus statistics. They're created out of fear. And with something like Sound of Freedom, it specifically is looking at QAnon concepts of these child trafficking rings that are run by the high-level elites.
For some reason, the entire media is smearing this movie as a dangerous conspiracy theory.
For some reason, the entire media is smearing this movie as a dangerous conspiracy theory.
For some reason, the entire media is smearing this movie as a dangerous conspiracy theory.
The press is saying that the star, Jim Caviezel, is a QAnon guy. And Jim plays Tim Ballard, which is strange because just a few years ago, the same media was celebrating Tim Ballard's heroics. Watch.
Tim Ballard has one mission: to track down child traffickers. 4 months ago, Colombian authorities asked him to investigate a tip that children were being sold there as sex slaves.
Within a half hour, this individual walks up to me, starts asking me what I'm here for, what I want, and within minutes, he says, well, I've got kids as young as 11 years old.
So why is the media warning people not to see a movie about child sex trafficking that's based on a true story?
So why is the media warning people not to see a movie about child sex trafficking? It's based on a true story.
So why is the media warning people not to see a movie about child sex trafficking that's based on a true story?
Well, the Spear Fund founder, Tim Ballard, joins me now. So, Tim, why is the media hating this movie?
You know, I can't understand it. The film was made, produced, written like 5 years, 6 years ago, way before anyone heard the name QAnon. I still don't even know what QAnon is. In the meantime, they're trying to connect it to some conspiracy when, in fact, like you said, this is a true story. These are real kids. I mean, these kids are my friends. They're young adults now, the ones that were rescued. They're going to come out soon and tell their story. It's going to be very awkward when the mainstream media comes after these kids next and accuses them of being part of some conspiracy when, in fact, they were rescued from a life of rape. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in the media, perhaps.
I mean, this publication says The Sound of Freedom is a superhero movie for dads with brain worms, and that it fetishizes the torture of its child victims. Is that what the movie does?
It absolutely does not do that. It tells a story based in truth. And, you know, what I think is happening, Jesse, I think that the left and these media outlets, they don't want to have a discussion that this film is going to compel. A discussion about why 85,000 children showed up unaccompanied at the border and got released into the interior of a country that is the highest consuming country for child exploitation material on the planet. They don't want to talk about why these same publications are pushing an agenda to change the word pedophile to minor attracted persons in order to normalize sexual activity with children. I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
They don't want to talk about why the same publications are pushing an agenda to change the word pedophile to minor attracted persons in order to normalize sexual activity with children. I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
They don't want to talk about why these same publications are pushing an agenda to change the word pedophile to minor attracted persons in order to normalize sexual activity with children. I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
And they know this film's gonna shine a light on all of the things, all the atrocities happening to children, and so they have to discredit it by lying about it.
So what would their motivation be to discredit a movie that's trying to shine a spotlight onto atrocities committed against children?
Well, if the truth of human trafficking and child exploitation were to be brought to bear, brought to light, then they would have to have a debate, a discussion that they don't want to have about, again, these policies around sexualizing children or allowing children to consent at a young age to do anything and everything, which would eventually include being, identifying as an adult perhaps and having sex with pedophiles. I hunt pedophiles. I've been hunting them for 20 years, and they are watching this and they're salivating. They are happy that Rolling Stones and The Guardian are ripping on a movie that exposes them.
I hunt pedophiles. I've been hunting them for 20 years, and they are watching this and they're salivating. They are happy that Rolling Stones and The Guardian are ripping on a movie that exposes them.
I hunt pedophiles. I've been hunting them for 20 years, and they are watching this and they're salivating. They are happy that Rolling Stones and The Guardian are ripping on a movie that exposes them.
So I don't like the fact that these media outlets are, in fact, wittingly or unwittingly, running interference for human traffickers and pedophiles.
All right, tonight at 9, a new anti-human trafficking bill has just been signed into law by Governor Kay Ivey.
For a convicted trafficker, it ups the minimum sentence to life in prison when the victim is a minor. The governor says this law is now the toughest in the nation.
It's called the Sound of Freedom Act, named after a movie released last year inspired by a true story of a little girl who was trafficked. It's sponsored by Representative Donna Givens of Loxley. I talked to a mother in our area who's been personally impacted. She says this law is a win for Alabama.
They're taking life from these children. I firmly believe we need to take theirs.
Cricket Viger's daughter was almost trafficked at 12 years old, and she says this new law will better protect children and their families.
We're winning. At this point in the state of Alabama, we have now set the standard that we absolutely will not tolerate trafficking of our minor children, the most vulnerable within our society. And what a sentence for someone to receive.
Under Alabama law, the existing sentence for human trafficking in the first degree is 10 to 99 years. That's according to the Mobile County District Attorney's Office. The Sound of Freedom Act changes it to a mandatory life sentence for victims 18 and younger. According to End It Alabama, the average age of sex trafficking as a victim is 11 to 14 years old. 80% of victims are girls, and human trafficking is the second largest criminal industry in the world, only behind drug trade. Governor Ivey says Alabama now leads the nation with the most aggressive anti-human trafficking law.
And when are the children going to be safe? Let me explain something to you. Children have a natural capability, a natural protection of them being safe.
And when are the children going to be safe? Let me explain something to you. Children have a natural capability, a natural protection of them being safe.
And when are the children going to be safe? Let me explain something to you. Children have a natural capability, a natural protection of them being safe.
However, the issue isn't about the children. The issue is about the unchecked parents. So when you ask that question, the real question is, when are the parents going to be using discernment and getting tapped in and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing so they can protect their children in these times? That's the question. You're the parent. You and the child's father are the parents. Are y'all tapped in as you should be? Because that's what's going to depend on whether or not your children are going to be safe or not. Nothing else. Yes, you guys are going to have the tools. Also, let me put you up on game about something. This so-called mercury blood that's inside these AI cyborgs that are vampires, let me put you up on game. First of all, there is a real thing called vampire hunters. That shit is real. Okay, let me start there. Number 2, garlic really can destroy these beings. I bullshit you not. I literally got a vision of seeing a couple of these vampire slayers, and I saw the garlic on their knives. So I know you guys are probably going to think, yeah, this is shit straight out of the movies. No, they've been telling you the truth the whole time in your face and then disguise it as fiction. So that's what you would believe. But now what's happening is that the actual veil is being lifted and you're now realizing that your actual reality is more magical than you thought it was. And what's doing that is the sun, or the suns that's in the sky right now. Yes. That shit is real. No, those movies were not for the play. And if you guys really want to learn some shit, you really should go back and look at the old vampire movies, all the ones that they put out. Those are actual classes. They give you a whole rundown about what you need to do to fight these things, okay? They put a whole lot of documentaries out there, a whole bunch of quote-unquote fantasy movies, aka documentaries out there to let you know what you need to do if you're paying attention and you have the ability to discern. Remember, everything that they ever taught us is in reverse. So if they told you it was fiction, that means it's real, okay? You got to start using your mind, start discerning better. You got to come out of cognitive dissonance. And you got to come out of your comfort zone because there is a such thing called comfortable toxicity. Comfortable toxicity. That's when an individual knows that they're operating from a toxic point of view by not tapping in and not doing things that they're supposed to do because they're comfortable. Nobody wants to come out of their comfort zone. Everybody wants to continue to keep doing the same shit. And you're not paying attention to what's happening around you, and then you do run into people that do know what time it is, and you fighting the energy. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Now while the split's going on, you gonna fuck around and your ass gonna be left here. People that are purposely put in your face as a quote-unquote celebrity, you have to know that the agenda behind that is to corrupt you in your thinking, in your morals. You have to understand this. These people are literally paid to show you how to be the most corrupt person you could possibly be. So you can't even use these people or look at these people as some type of an example, and you guys should have learned this by now. That's why I don't understand why y'all talking about it. You can clearly see the writing on the wall, whose side they're operating on, and the whole nine. What is there to discuss? People will put their energy on someone that's placed in front of them, but they won't put their energy on the people who are putting out the real messages to help the people get out there and do what they got to do on a real level. Because there's a lot of people out here hurting.
But they won't put their energy on the people who are putting out the real messages to help the people get out there and do what they got to do on a real level. Because there's a lot of people out here hurting.
But they won't put their energy on the people who are putting out the real messages to help the people get out there and do what they got to do on a real level. Because there's a lot of people out here hurting.
This shit is ass backwards. Ask me about some real shit that's going on. Ask me what the known woke folks are really doing out here and the shit they talking about. Say, hey, did you see that lie that Isis did when she broke down about this, and this? That's going to be a discussion. That's what people should be talking about. And you want to put your energy into something, put your energy into that.
Say, hey, did you see that lie that Isis did when she broke down about this, and this? That's going to be a discussion. That's what people should be talking about. And you want to put your energy into something, put your energy into that.
Say, hey, did you see that lie that Isis did when she broke down about this, and this? That's going to be a discussion. That's what people should be talking about. And you want to put your energy into something, put your energy into that.
Have a real conversation about how the world is changing before your eyes. Have a real conversation about the shit you're seeing in the skies. Attract like-minded people to you. Get out of this 3D matrix shit. You keep on tapping into that energy, your ass gonna be stuck here.
Get out of this 3D matrix shit. You keep on tapping into that energy, your ass gonna be stuck here.
Get out of this 3D matrix shit. You keep on tapping into that energy, your ass gonna be stuck here.
Remember that. No one's gonna go out their way to tell you what you need to know without some type of catch to the shit. So don't be out here all naive and shit and dumb.
Remember that. No one's gonna go out their way to tell you what you need to know without some type of catch to the shit. So don't be out here all naive and shit and dumb.
Remember that. No one's gonna go out their way to tell you what you need to know without some type of catch to the shit. So don't be out here all naive and shit and dumb.
Peace, Goddess. Look, I would like to have this conversation through the phone. You speak about maturity, and there are things that you're going to say I'm not going to like, and I'm pretty sure there are things I'm going to say that you're not going to like. But hanging up is not going to solve or get to the bottom of how you feel about me and how I feel about you, so we can clear the air and get things, where there's no love lost. Hey, I appreciate everything you did, but we're gonna go our way as a family, and you go your way as a family. That is all I'm asking for. So if you can please pick up the phone so we can finish having this conversation, because I really want to have this conversation so we can just clear the air and move forward. Okay, peace, guys. I see you don't want to have this phone conversation. I really actually want to apologize to you on the phone, but this is proof. I've left you 3 messages, and also leaving you this message on inbox. So you cannot say that I did not try to apologize and try to get an understanding so we can move forward, and you can go your way and we can go our way. But you choose not to answer the phone for whatever reason. Like you said, it's about maturity, and I really want to actually have this phone conversation so you can actually hear it from my mouth. But I guess you are hearing it from my mouth right now because I'm recording it. But I would like to hear your feedback and feel your energy, and if you truly want to accept my apologies. Once again, I am calling to apologize for the things that you expressed to me that you were hurt by and you were threatened by. Once again, I deeply apologize for those things. There's no excuse for it, and I hope you accept my apology. I wish I could tell you these things directly, but you choose not to answer the phone. Like I said, I've left you 3 messages, and I'm leaving you this voice message as well, through text messages. And it's your choice to forgive me or not. I forgive you for the things that were persuaded by you, or the things that you have said that I did not like. I forgive you for those things as well. And I really want to just move forward and work, making sure my husband gets home. I appreciate the things that you have done on our behalf. And once again, I apologize. Hopefully you accept my apology.
While we were assisting with the case, me and a group of people were the direct ones assisting with the court case, and we were treated terribly the entire time by his wife and by everyone else surrounding the case, who was, for some reason, all these people were 5-10 years older than us, and they treated us all terribly. In fact, the accusations of Rashad Jamal's wife, Zakiya White, are true pertaining to her character and actions towards me. Defamation of character, libel and slander, added with stalking and harassment. My intentions are to share the truth and to clear falsehoods around my name and personality. My silence for a year since mid-2022 was to keep myself safe due to the harm I was enduring. I was unaware of the fact that she was causing havoc in the community surrounding Rashad Jamal's case. Concerning my involvement in the case, may everyone truly concerned take the time to analyze the proof and facts that I have presented along with my testimony.
This is not about feelings. I didn't say anything for over a year. If this was about feelings, I have always kept our conversations private. Anything that she was saying to me, if nobody else was around, nobody else knew about it. I didn't go out of my way to just talk about things that me and her were talking about. Especially the things when we were like face-to-face talking. This is not about this. Okay, I'll go ahead and get into the conversation I had with Isis Wisdom the other week. So we talked, she and I talked because, it was like one of them things where goddesses talk to figure out like
why I ended up in certain situations and how to make sure I don't end up in certain situations again. The way that ISIS framed her statements towards me was basically like, I told her I didn't care about all this internet stuff, all this clout stuff. I did not care about that. This dude said that he wanted another wife and that he was helping people build communities.
This dude said that he wanted another wife and that he was helping people build communities.
This dude said that he wanted another wife and that he was helping people build communities.
I do real estate. I'm cool with polygyny. I thought I fit the bill. He asked me. I said yeah, and it was like, let's go, sort of thing. Know what I'm saying? Like, internet's cool, but I'm not doing this for the internet. Like, it's a lifestyle that was going to be posted on the internet because of who we are as social media personalities. It is what it is with that. At the same time, I didn't give a damn about the drama and the weird stuff going on. I was 23 years old at the time. I'm just thinking, hey, this seems like such a great opportunity. Let me jump on it. Too good to be true. It is what it is. I believed something that was too good to be true, and I accept that. So the way that ISIS said, basically, this is the way the game is played, I didn't know there was a game being played.
So the way that ISIS said, basically, this is the way the game is played, I didn't know there was a game being played.
So the way that ISIS said, basically, this is the way the game is played, I didn't know there was a game being played.
I was completely unaware of the fact that a game was being played. We're talking about family ties. We're talking about children. We're talking about home ownership. We're talking about growing foods that are natural and non-GMO. I just wanted to help people grow gardens and be spiritual. I didn't know none of this other stuff was going on. So for her to talk as if this is about feelings and emotions and some harsh words, if that was the case, why did you try to sue me over harsh words? And why did Rod Hayes know that the people around me were going to treat me crazy?
And why did Rod Hayes know that the people around me were going to treat me crazy?
And why did Rod Hayes know that the people around me were going to treat me crazy?
What's going on with y'all? I was unaware of this game y'all are playing. I didn't know I was on y'all's chessboard. I thought we was dealing with the elites. Ain't that what y'all be talking about? I didn't know none of that. What they had going on in their little thing, whatever this is, I was in Rod's room when he was on the phone with Alexis. I was watching her live stream and I said, hey, Alexis wants to talk to you. So then he called her after that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, bro, nope, cause it's over with for y'all. Cause this man, Rodney Hayes, was introducing me to his entire family that was in the vicinity. I met darn near every person he knows. I met people in Chicago. I met people in Pontiac, Michigan, where he lives. Everybody who lived with him at their house, I met them. He took me to his sister's houses. He would just have me on the phone with people. And meeting people that he knew. So then, I'm the one who said, Alexis wants to talk to you. So I'm thinking, I said, hey, can I tell Alexis hi? And he looked at me, he was like, he said, and then did what he did to end the conversation and got off the phone with Alexis. I seen all this shit happen. I don't give a damn people think I'm lying. This shit is gonna be, I don't know, because I wasn't playing this game with y'all. Y'all tried to use me as a pawn piece. There's a reason my name's Sovereign Empress, bruh. I don't call myself goddess for no reason. I was calling myself and other ladies goddess back in 2019, 18, when I was having my first experiences with my spiritual awakening. This didn't start on no Instagram with no damn Rashad Jamal. The fuck? This ain't about no damn feelings? This isn't about emotions? What happened to the mission for these people? What happened? Hear me clearly. We use this vessel to communicate. The time has come. In 17 days that you hear this, everything in your life will completely decimate. Those who are righteous will witness your downfall. Those who are victims will claim victory at the sight. We are here. I don't like talking about this shit because it's annoying, but it's all relevant. Like, y'all heard in the voicemail, she said, like, Rashad's never gonna leave her and stuff like that. I had one of those situations happen when I was at Rod's house, and I was like, Rashad and Zakia are gonna get divorced. And he just kind of stared at me, but literally, like, my whole body was shaking and all type of shit, and they gave me that download. And my thing is like, why you say that? I don't want to be his wife. I don't give a damn. Fuck that nigga. Think I'm gonna get with him as soon as he get out? After all this shit that happened? Fuck him. Do I think he's guilty of the crime? No.
Do I think he's guilty of the crime? No.
Do I think he's guilty of the crime? No.
but I think he's an asshole, and I don't want to be married to that guy. Say what you want to say. I don't give a damn whether y'all stay together or get divorced. I don't give a fuck. The fact that that even keeps coming up is the reason why I have to speak about the situation in the way that I'm speaking about it. Because what the hell? I don't care. That's none of my business. It's only my business now because people have been stalking me. People have been harassing me. This is beyond feelings. I'm finna take you out the damn thing, talk about you single. Man, fuck you. I can't stand y'all stupid people, bruh. And this is Gerard Benji's previous YouTube channel, which is now deleted, which had evidence of him exposing Rodney Hayes initially with his ex-girlfriend. Now, I was never in a relationship with Rodney Hayes. He tried to paint the narrative as if that was what was going on, when originally he offered me assistance because I was going through many issues with people stalking me, essentially, due to the Rashad Jamal White court case. So he offered me a place to stay to know that nobody would know where I was and I would be essentially safe where he was. But that was the complete opposite. He was trying to use that situation to force us to be into a romantic relationship, which wasn't my intentions at all. Again, the date here is Monday, October 10th. So this is well after the incident, and he contacted me again. You can't see it, but it's the fact that he contacted me again another day, even after I had exposed him. So here is where I was confirming some of the things that were happening at Rodney Hayes' house, according to what Portia, that's her name, according to what Portia was talking about in Gerard Benji's live stream. Now, Rodney was talking about this live stream, but I didn't know that that was what he was talking about. He was like, oh, haha, Benji got Portia. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? Is he like, what's happening? And he never elaborated on what was going on. And so this is August 20th. I was at his house when this happened, but I didn't have context to what was happening at that time period. So I was later given this information in this video by someone else. But for context, I said he sleeps crazy as fuck. When we were cool and cuddling in the beginning, he wore pajamas or comfy clothes. When he kept touching me and I moved away, he stopped wearing sleep clothes or using a blanket entirely. He'd just sleep on top of the bed uncomfortable as fuck and fully clothed. He wouldn't let me go to the grocery store to get enough food for me to cook on an everyday basis, even though I had my own food stamps at the time. He ate fast food every day and I had to try my best to find vegan menu items. This nigga literally got my used, unwashed, dirty plate, put his food on it, and then ate the food. So that was the type of behavior that he had, on top of the fact that he was touching me inappropriately when I clearly said not to do so. And that's just a tip of the iceberg on that situation. Electric Lady said, did you say Rod Hayes? Wow, this is fucked up. Yeah, that's Rod Hayes. He's still just acting like nothing's going on. Even though on the live stream where I exposed him, where I said Rodney Hayes tried to pimp me on my Instagram, he liked my comment. So he knows exactly what's happening. He's just moving as if nothing's gonna happen to him. I don't know. So yes, I do have more information, but I wanted to preface with all of that initially, so you all are aware of what's happening, aware of what's going on, and why this is so serious, and why I'm speaking out publicly about it. This is a class action lawsuit. This is what you did, I would have never known. Yeah, I was divinely guided to title it the way that I did, with the emojis and everything. Because I did a stream called Exposing the Spiritual Community a few months ago. And so this is basically Exposing the Community Part 2, but it's not just exposing, I'm suing. They're going to jail or paying me $111,000. Yeah, $111,111 each. Either or. That's the sentence I could come up with as of right now, because not everything can be criminally sentenced. It shouldn't be going off. Freethinker said, never in time would I think the conscious community would be sued. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd be the one to sue. I'm thinking we're supposed to be attacking the real ops. These the ops. Dax said, where have you been? Glad to see you're still alive and doing well. That is a wild ass comment, and I'm screenshotting it because y'all niggas be tweaking. I don't know who you are, but that right there, you said, where have you been? Glad to see you're still alive and doing well. That right there is confirmation that y'all niggas have been trying to get rid of me for a long time. Nah. You said, where have you been? Glad to see you're still alive and doing well. No, you're not glad to see that I'm still alive and doing well. Because why would you say that? What type of statement is that? What type of statement? Why are you here? Who sent you over here? That's what I'm saying. Folks been thinking I've been tweaking for the past 2 years, and people are coming after me, stalking me, and stuff like that. That right there goes to show you that people know what's going on, and everybody trying to act like they don't know what's happening.
All right, y'all. So there is a lot to unpack there. Definitely some crazy situations, but I'm wondering if Saneter is going to interview Rod Hayes about these allegations that Ellie's Sovereign Empress laid down on his name. that he allegedly sexually violated her. And in my opinion, it could have led to a way worse situation. I feel like she shouldn't have went just to some random person's house. That is definitely scary and things like that. Again, I have a lot of more questions, but I'm interested in seeing, is Saneter gonna, call his boy Rod and get him in an interview and ask him about these allegations, since he likes interviewing predators so much, right? Why did he delete those videos for real or private them? To hide that he even interviewed with Rod Hayes in the beginning, period? And again, another situation where an alleged predator is uplifted on Saneter's platform. In my opinion, Isis Wisdom is not wise at all, nor is she some type of guide or spiritual anything out here, period. In my opinion, she's a manipulator. The only reason why she did that interview is to get back at Rod Hayes. I am, however, thankful that she did that interview so that the victim could speak out. It's unfortunate that other platforms did not want to hear her story out. Again, though, that could be because she was riding with, or currently is riding with, allegedly, Rashad Jamal, who is in prison for violating his baby mama's daughter with a separate man. The fact that Rashad Jamal's wife claimed that she was also victimized and nobody believed her is very sad. But on top of that, she failed to believe the victim of her husband just because it was her husband. But the idea, right, that somebody could be arrested and charged and convicted with sexual molestation or any type of sexual violation, and then people run around on YouTube and act like this person or that person or the government locked him up. You're right, the government locked him up for what he did to that child. Now, although that community over there claims to, be conscious and things like that, I do not feel like it is the same community into which is over here, but it does showcase how people are very dumbed down and out here misleading people. For Isis Wisdom to say that people shouldn't watch The Sound of Freedom is crazy as hell. She already admitted that she knew that sex trafficking and this type of situation is a problem, but we shouldn't spend our time on it. Ignoring a situation like that is not gonna make it go away. And as you see in those clips, laws were made because of that movie. Now, off the simple fact that Isis Wisdom and Rod Hayes rode with predators, right, in my opinion, is really not even my opinion. Isis Wisdom, as you've seen in the video, was supporting Rashad Jamal after his conviction, during his conviction, and chalked it up to the government, or this YouTuber did it, Remedy H did it. No, he did it. Again, although I've stated that this community is not the same as the conscious community, I believe they call themselves the spiritual community, it is a lot like the conscious community. You got people like Rod Hayes and Isis Wisdom acting like they're, really teaching some shit, but in reality, they could care less about the community, in my opinion. Now, Ellie Sovereign Empress claims that there's more victims of Rod Hayes, and I hope that they do come out. Now, she had stated that one of them at least spoke out and the video is down. I do hope that they reach out to somebody and be able to tell their story. If they're interested in interviewing with me, you can reach me at queensthrone9@gmail.com. Again, that's queensthrone9@gmail.com, okay? I think it's unfortunate for whatever reason that interview of the other victim was taken down. But you guys heard from Ellie Sovereign Empress stating that she was 24 at the time. She's now 26. However, Rod has to be in his 50s. So what is he doing laying down with a woman that's half his age? No, that doesn't make him a child predator, but it is very sus. And in my opinion, I believe Ellie Sovereign Goddess's story. I definitely do. And it's unfortunate that apparently, allegedly, Rod Hayes took advantage of her while she was in need. But in my opinion, he got her there so that he could not only take advantage of her, but who knows what else could have happened, right? She had stated that there were other males in the house, and it's very possible that if they had the opportunity, they would have tried to violate her as well. It to me seemed like some type of setup type of shit into which he was going to break down her confidence by himself, possibly somebody else, and then maybe even pimp her out. Like she had stated, he liked a post that she had said where she said Rod Hayes tried to pimp me out. And then to know that this woman is in this type of situation where she needs some type of shelter, and you're over here trying to victimize her. That shit is disgusting. Now, they was over there supporting Rashad Jamal after he had even caught his charges, before he was convicted, but some even after. And I think that that's just really sad as hell. Just like the fact that Rod Hayes supports Dr. York and is trying to advocate for his release. Now, earlier I had spoke about the other people that he's advocating for, Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover. I can understand that, right? But a convicted predator that molested and gave several children STDs, that is fucking sick. And then to come up here and try to justify and act like somebody's fucking lying on him shows me that our fucking community is definitely damaged. But anyway, y'all, this is already a long ass video. So let me know how you feel in the comment section if you're watching this in the rewatch gang, okay? But y'all, this shit is crazy. How many more predators is it in this community that we're in? Or period. It just seems like they're poking their head up left and right. Now, with that said, royal family, I'm about to get up out of here because this has definitely been a long ass video. But I think it was greatly needed, and it was definitely requested by the royal family. And y'all know when y'all do that, I definitely get to edit in, child, and come forward with a movie like this. Much love, y'all. I will see you guys soon. Like I stated, I will be covering some recent shenanigans, 2 separate incidents that went on Saneter's platform recently. Kind of an update of the last live streams. But anyway, y'all, much love. Stay you, stay royal, stay uncompromisable, and please stay woke, because you will see me or hear my voice in an upcoming live stream or edit. Much love, y'all. Bye-bye.